Raptors Digest, what's up and welcome back, man. Game day versus the Nets. We dropped the last one to the Cavaliers in some pretty heartbreaking fashion. As I've been gloating about all week, though, we hit our bets, so that's nice. We're 3-0 on those so far on the lives, but it'd be nice to see the Raptors improve this home record. We dropped to 2-4 after blowing that in the last few minutes to the Cavs. By last few minutes, I mean actually 14.8 seconds left in the game when Darius Garland goes to the free throw line. Ultimately buries us. Everyone in Raptors Nation complaining about the refs. I'm with you. It was not a great game from that point, from that standpoint, and it seemed like as it went on longer, our circumstances got more and more unfortunate. But we can't alleviate all the credit off this group here. They went out there and kind of gave up the game. They played great through the first half. Like I said, led the whole way. It was just we let up at the end, and I know some people were not big on me using the term choke in the game recap that I did. But hey, when you're leading this whole way at home, and then you get to 14.8 seconds and they win by a single field goal, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, it seems like a pretty textbook definition of choke. But at the end of the day, I know this is a young group. 6-4 is still a great record for them. I'm definitely not, that heartbroken over it. It was a sad game. I wasn't even like giving decorated reactions, right? I was just blown away by what was going on. And it was sad. Had me freezing up. They call me Joshy Ice Frozone. I was frozen watching the Raptors blow that lead in the fourth quarter, but we still had a ball on live stream. We're going to have another tonight. Everyone in the chat convinced me to come on a little earlier. We're going to be here for the whole game together. Tip-off has not happened quite yet, but thank you to anyone already in the live stream. You're much appreciated. Tonight's going to be a fun game. I have a feeling the Raptors are going to do it. I did bet a money line bet on the Raps, so I have them taking the game. I put my money where my mouth is, but I didn't include that in our parlay. I just did the 2-player props, which for the most part is kind of routine for what I end up betting. First off, Scotty Barnes over 6.5 rebounds. He's averaging 8.9, and I don't really see that number dropping off. Scotty Barnes has been an absolute force out there, and I know Siakam's coming back, but Kem Birch, who normally gobbles up a ton of boards, is out. So Scotty Barnes, I think 6.5, so getting at least 7 rebounds. That should be fine. Fred VanVleet, 15 points. There's still no Kyrie Irving for the Nets, right? So that's going to save Fred's energy on defense. I mean, he's still going to be all over the place, being an absolute ball hawk, but Fred VanVleet tends to play good against the Nets. He's going to be facing guys who aren't. I doubt he'll be guarding James Harden. I think Kyrie would have been the matchup for him, but Kyrie still not playing. Look for Fred VanVleet to go get his 15 points tonight. He's pretty much hit that mark in all of the games this season, with the exception, I think, of 1 or 2. But let's see what's going on here. I'm going to check out the chat now. Let me know what you guys are betting on if you have any bets of your own. I'm definitely starting to get more interaction on the gambling side of things, but please, I say it all the time, bet responsibly. Yes, we're 3-0, but hold on to those life savings for now. We'll throw those later on the season. So Mark Correa already making a really interesting comment here in the chat, and this is something I'm really excited for. I do think we'll get to see a little bit of a Scotty Barnes, Kevin Durant matchup. I know Siakam might be getting that assignment a little bit more often, but Nick Nurse has not babied Scotty Barnes one little bit. He's letting him go out there, D up guys who are, perennial names in the league. We haven't faced all of them yet, so I'm sure the best matchups are ahead of him, and Scotty Barnes, I really want to see him guard LeBron at some point. He's high energy, man, all through the summer league, or not summer league, but the summer season when he was going to pickup games. I saw the clip of him guarding Donovan Mitchell, just sort of ate him up, right? I know that's not going to happen every time, but the defensive upside of Barnes is just as good as advertised. And, I'm excited to see the few different possessions where he needs to D up Kevin Durant tonight. It should be a treat. KD's a baller, though, right? Pretty unstoppable. Hoping that Barnes can do his part. And overall, the Raptors get the W, of course. Andrew Spinato in the chat saying these streams are dope. Part of, the group of guys who convinced me to come on here a little earlier. That's also coming from Jonathan saying, start now, even if it's a solo act for a little. Man, it's always a solo act, but I got the chat. So you guys will guide me through anything here. A long halftime, which I'm starting a segment for. I promise you I will. Trying to integrate a call-in sort of format. Obviously, I get to read your comments in the chat, but I'm trying to make it so that we'll have people call in. You can speak on the live stream for a little bit, give your take on how the game's going, talk about maybe some bets you've made. Maybe just say how your day was. I don't know. But we'll do a call-in feature at the live stream halftime. Wait for that to be integrated soon. I promise it's coming. But we're having a lot of fun right now anyways. Ty Cornfield asking, you think Fred is dropping 15? I think so. Pascal's going to come back, so he's going to end up getting his shots too. But I mean, just because Pascal's coming back in the lineup doesn't mean everyone else stops doing their thing statistically. You might see certain guys take a step back, but Fred's the starting point guard, right? Doesn't influence him a whole ton, and if anything, it'll create some spacing for him. And like I said, Kyrie Irving out, so that's a little bit less defensive energy that Fred VanVleet needs to exert. And I mean, Kyrie's not a bad defender himself. I just think that, maybe in a game like this, you can see Fred VanVleet go after some of the depth guards on the Nets. And he's been playing good. Most games he's had 15. Not really a bold take or anything, but this parlay, if you were to hit it, it's over double your money. I know it seems like gimme bets. I'm going to knock on wood because they're not. The house ends up winning eventually. You can't just go be perfect in gambling. Maybe we will, but we'll see. We're hot right now, so I'm riding that. That's my bet, guys. Let me know if you're betting anything else. Jet for Sale 1. You think James Harden hit up the clubs last night? I think so. I mean, Houston is definitely a nightlife city, but going from Houston to the Nets, like you're in Brooklyn, New York, right? The clubs and that whole entire scene is probably just even more intense, and he's got star-studded teammates. I mean, Kyrie can't get into the clubs because he's not vaccinated, but different subject. But yeah, you know what? James Harden probably did go to the club last night. He's had a weird start to the season. Everyone's saying Lil Baby has ruined his career by taking up all of his time going on dates in Paris. If you guys aren't following that storyline at all, the memes have been just absolutely everywhere. But James Harden will figure it out. Top 75 player of all time according to the NBA and their voting system for those awards. Definitely a baller, man. This guy has slept on. He's like second or third in MVP voting most of the past few seasons. That kind of greatness isn't appreciated enough. I know the rules around fouls have changed and sort of altered his game a little bit, seeing that with Trae Young as well. I think he'll adjust, though. He's a skill guy. He's not completely dependent on the free throw line. He's a playmaker. Only casuals think he's a bad defender. He really is a solid defender. He's had some bad clips which over-exaggerate it, but he's solid. When he wants to D someone up, he's really good. But let me know what you guys think about the Nets this year and their overall aspirations. I'm a little puzzled as to how far they'll go. I think they got the talent to do it, but man, oh man, we got a regular in the chat already. Shouts out Marcel Martin with a super chat. Hashtag Goody Mob. We are in the building. We back. Siakam back. We're looking to get a W at home here, man. Kevin Durant at the place that upset the Warriors in the championship. Well, I mean, we did it in Oracle eventually, but obviously KD being carted off in Toronto, he's going to want to come out here and give it right back to this crowd after they cheered at that time. But, that was a while ago. I think KD is going hard every single game. But I think the Raptors, man, they need to have a chip on their shoulder to get a W at home. Like I said, I bet on it, even though it's not a part of my parlay. Bueno Kitty saying the Spicy P intro. My gosh, electric. Cannot wait to see him ball out with our number one option, KOG. Let's see, man. Good contest by Fred VanVleet there on Brown. Scotty Barnes, man. With the pass to Siakam in the front court. Get used to that. Siakam. Back out to Fred. OG with the ball. OG. Just misses the three. I can't tell if Scotty Barnes got a rebound there, but like the last possession. Either way, Brown lays it up 2-0 for Brooklyn. They open up the scoring tonight. Jets for Sale saying Bulls might go further. The Bucks might go back-to-back, or the Bucks go back-to-back. I think that the Bucks are definitely better than the Nets are, even though it was so close. It was like an inch away from being a 3-point that would have won it for Brooklyn. KD's big foot was on the line. That's what you get when you have size 15 flippers for shoes. But they could have done it last year. I don't think without Kyrie they're going to do it. There's still a chance. I think the Bucks are super legit. But the Bulls, a little bit overrated. I would say that the Nets are still going to be considerably better than the Bulls when you just weigh up the star power. Oh, the stream was a little glitchy there. 2-2. We just fouled the Nets. Blake Griffin at the line. I miss Lob City Blake Griffin. That was just a special team in a special era. I mean, Jamal Crawford, CP3, DeAndre Jordan on the All-NBA team. He was first team All-NBA, but I don't think he was even an All-Star. Just speaks volumes to the job that a great point guard like CP3 can do. He's doing it right now for DeAndre Ayton, going to get him paid. They're They're legit. CP3 is someone who's going to be appreciated for a long time. Definitely debatable as to where he goes on the all-time point guard list, right? No championship. But, you know, he gets his recognition and his respect, and I'm willing to give it to him. Calvin B saying, just play with energy and effort. Definitely. We're hoping to see that from the Raptors tonight. We need that at home. If you can't give me that at home, it's a big-time disappointment, win or loss. Gary misses the 3. Blake with the rebound. So Blake missed both of his free throws there. We're still tied at 2s. Harden for 3. Misses. And Scotty with the rebound. Keep getting those. Scotty squaring up with Blake. Fred from 3. Let's go. That's a pleasant last little 20 seconds for me. The Scotty rebound. The Freddie 3. Oh, Fred's touching his eye a bit. Might have got poked, but hits the 3, man. Hits the 3. Jet for sale, one pointing at the LA curse ruins everything. You know, the Lakers, they won recently. I mean, it's tough being the Clippers in town with that kind of a historic franchise, playing into the same building and rivaling you, but definitely a special era what they had there with the Lob City Clippers. Joe Harris with a nice 3. That is just he's a paid marksman, man. He is a great spacing guy for this Nets team. I'm big on him, for sure. OG Anunoby with the ball, squaring up Harden. Harden fouls OG. Kind of got bailed out there, but it's all right. We'll take it. It's probably a foul. Terry Black, riding with your picks tonight and got a steal on Gary Trent Jr. to get plus 1.5 steals. Hey, man, stats don't lie, right? What do they say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. According to the numbers, those should be some good bets tonight, Terry. I'm wishing all the right things for your bets because, for the most part, they're mine as well. Let's get it. Scotty passes it to OG. Scotty with the offensive rebound puts it back. This game couldn't start much better for the Raptors. Our bets up 7-5. About 8:50 left in the first quarter. Shouts out Scotty Barnes, man. Haven't noticed a ton of Siakam so far. I mean, he's gotten the ball in the paint, made right passes, hasn't forced up any dumb looks. He'll just be a net positive to get back. We got a lot of guys that could play Robin, you know? And I'm hoping Scotty Barnes becomes like the natural number 1 because we got a lot of guys that could come so close to it. But I think just naturally are going to be better to help support a superstar. And we got lucky in the draft, man. Scotty Barnes could become that guy. And then what you got, you know, a Gary Trent Jr., an OG Anunoby, a Fred VanVleet, a Pascal Siakam to go and support you. It's got to be one of the deepest rosters in the league. Just so slept on. Tired of the disrespect from the American media, but just used to it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Nets inbounding the ball. KD at the top. OG's on him. I want to see Scotty get some chances to defend KD, but... Oh, great defense. OG's doing fine. There you go. Shot clock expired. Raps are getting the ball back. Superb defense, man. I don't do this often enough. We're getting some defensive flames out here. We're heating up 7-6. Lockdown defense there by OG on KD. And just overall great teamwork. Pascal from 3. Bangs it. Straight up middle of the floor. 3-pointer for Siakam. That is... Flames are still going. Yes, sir. Keep that fire burning, Pascal. Happy to have you back. Jeff for Sale 1 saying that small ball lineup is a bit worrying if we make it to the playoffs. I agree, this roster still lacks a 7-footer, KD with the miss. But overall, I mean, like, if our small lineup is this, where like Fred VanVleet's the only guy that's not like 6'6" to 6'9", then, you know, I mean, you're playing small ball, I guess, because you don't have that 7-footer, but realistically, your average length on the floor is still going to be more than a lot of starting lineups. It's definitely not a conventional approach in the NBA, but I trust Nick Nurse and the Raptors to pioneer some changes in the league and show the value of this. And Scotty Barnes, with the nice move around KD, lays it up. Raptors up 12-6 on Brooklyn. This is a great start at home. Bueno Kitty saying Spiceman heating up 4-3. Yes, sir. Want to see that all night from him. KD in the mid-range gets the bucket over Scotty. I got what I wanted in the matchup, but KD gets the first basket on him. You're not going to always stop that, right? Like I said, KD is... Oh, Fred just misses the three. James Harden coming back with the ball. Mark Lee saying Raptors players got long wingspans. We do, man. We got a few wing players there. Like Scotty's a 7'3 wingspan. OG is a 7'3 wingspan. When I look at OG, just like, is there any like crazier specimen in the league? Like in terms of just athleticism, bounce, and intensity? Like he's a freak. Danny Green talks about it, right? He was just rehashing his time in Toronto. He's like, I've never played with a crazier freak athlete than OG Anunoby. He gets the respect of his peers. He's developed into a great player. And we got so many guys with that build. Pascal Siakam. We got length. We got length. And then we got guys like Boucher and, Birch who can normally go in and fill the center void. You're right, though. We need the 7-footer. I've been saying it even in the preseason when no one was really thinking about it. Like, I'm tooting my own horn. But I knew that the 7-footer or lack of would be an issue for this team if we're trying to go championship or bust, which I don't think we are right now, which is why we're not trying to push out good players to make a trade. But apparently Kristaps Porzingis is becoming available before the trade deadline. They're really trying to move him. If we can get him at the right price, okay, but I'm not dying to see him on the roster. But KP would definitely solve that issue up the middle for us. I think. At least I would trust the Raptors to get the best version of him possible right now. Like I said, just don't want to give up a stupid trade package in return. I mean, can you imagine how much a guy like Gary Trent Jr. would help a team like Dallas, bring you some shooting, defensive intensity, and like starter-like quality? Whoo! I feel like Dallas would look at a player like him. That's a deal right there that gets done, I think, for KP, but not from our end of things. I'm not saying I would do it, but the fit of Gary Trent Jr., I don't know why in my head that came to be the most natural thought for the Mavericks. It'd be interesting to see what they would give up for him, but I want to keep Gary. I'm just pondering all these trades, knowing that some centers will come available at the trade deadline, and maybe the Raptors will get their hands in there. We're 6-4. I think we'll make the playoffs, and if things continue to roll, I'm going to correct myself. I know we'll make the playoffs, but if things continue to roll, then maybe they will try to make a push to get a little bit more of a balanced roster this year with height. Because, yeah, everyone's 6'7" to 6'9", and then you got Malachi and Fred, and then no one above that mark. All right, Ramaz, some other people in the chat. Bob Dole saying no Colby White. A lot of people are you saying no Colby White? Or yeah, so Raptors need Colby White. That's coming from Ramaz. Seems like some people are agreeing. I don't know. We don't really need another point guard. It wouldn't hurt. You have Goran Dragic, who I get it. We're not playing him at all, but he's a serviceable backup point guard. I'm sure if we traded him somewhere else, he'd be coming off the bench doing okay for them. And then Delano Banton needs his minutes. And Malachi Flynn, right? Like, he is legit. He got a little bit of a chance the other night. I thought he did well. A really timely steal. I think he got a basket as well. We're not weak at the point guard spot. We could make an upgrade there, but for what Colby White would cost us, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. But solid player. I don't rule it out if it's the right deal. Jerry Joseph saying Mavs have Tim Hardaway. Definitely a great player to put around Luka, but there's just no denying that they need a little bit more shooting and ball handling on that team. And here we go again. We got Champion Gold Gaming with a super chat. Shouts out Champion Gold, man. Thank you for showing up, dropping the super chat. You're the best. GTJ and Dragic for Cheeks Hardaway and Moses Brown. Oh man, that's That's tempting. I love Gary Trent Jr. I'm not going to hand him out for just anything. I'm reluctant to do that, but I could see something like that having good long-term value for the Raps. That's a tempting offer. I think, well, that solves your 7-footer issue, right? Moses Brown, he's young, right? So he fits the age category of our young core. And not to mention, he does have that Raptors narrative where he's just a defensive workhorse, gets all over the defensive and offensive rebounds. Anywhere there's the glass, he will be up there trying to get the ball off missed shots. That could work. It could work. Let me know what you guys think about it in the chat. We already have James here saying, I cannot part with Gary. I feel you. And then Ramaz saying the same thing. Mark Correa is saying the same thing. Ramaz is saying his guys that he wouldn't touch at all are GTJ, OG, and Barnes should be untouchable. I'd say Barnes for sure. OG pretty well, unless you're offered just something ridiculous. And then yeah, Gary is someone I definitely rather keep, but he's not quite as long a contract as the other players. So, from a future situation, maybe you can deal with losing Gary because he might have left anyways after his contract expires. I think he'll demand a lot of money, and he's got that player option after 2 seasons, but we don't need to go down that route. He's a Raptor right now, and I think that they're going to look to hold on to him unless the perfect deal comes out, and I trust Masai. Faith in him and Bobby for sure. Harden almost gets the pickpocket there on Fred VanVleet, but ends up getting the foul instead. Raptors are down by 1. Brooklyn is they've got 15. We've got 14. Not too bad. I've been just deep into the chat here, so I've been a little bit disregarding the gameplay, but we'll get back into that. Getting some questions about performances in the game. Siakam's look good. Obviously hit a 3, was passing around the ball nicely. Wasn't rushing any of his looks. I think he's looked solid so far, but I have kind of been out of touch with the past 5 minutes of the game here looking at the chat. So if anybody's got some more input on that, go ahead. Blake Griffin knocks down the 3. They are up by 4 right now. 5 minutes roughly left in the first. Raptors coming back. Scotty Barnes to Precious. All right, Precious, what do you got? Nice little floater in the paint, gets the offensive rebound, hits the putback. That's good stuff for him. Way to stay persistent. Down by 2. Oh, Harden almost just pulled that up. Keeps forgetting about the foul rule. Scotty with another rebound. He's already got to be getting close. Nice pass to Gary. Trent misses the 3. Ramaz saying trade Boucher for Jalen Smith and 2 second-round picks. Jalen Smith, at this point, maybe, but Boucher has he's already established in the NBA as a decent rim protector and scorer. I know he hasn't played like it so far, but I want to give him a little bit more time before I'd make a deal like that. I could see the value in it, though. Freddie to the rim. Looks like he might have got... Oh, Fred VanVleet with the steal off of Harden. Gets back up after the no call. To Trent. Misses. OG's hustling, man. The shot missed, but gets up there on the offensive glass. Just misses the offensive rebound. I'm liking what I'm seeing for the hustle points on the Raptors side of things. KD in the mid-range. He's going to drain that all night. Gets to his spot, knocks it down. We're down by 4 right now as the Nets lead us 20-16. Timeout, Raptors. Drop your score predictions right now in the chat. I'm curious what you guys are thinking. I'll think one up here right now. I'm going to say 111 to 107 Raptors win over the Nets. I'm going to go with that. So 111 to 107 Raptors win versus the Nets. Drop your score prediction right now. Curious to hear what you guys are thinking. So Bob Dole asking, why isn't Kem starting once again? Kem's out with an injury right now. I actually didn't check what the injury was, but I saw he's sitting. Definitely nothing serious. Played through last game. Oh, it's because of his knee. Ramaz clearing that up. Bueno Kitty saying, during practice interview, Nick Nurse said that Boucher is not looking comfy at the 4 and had some success last year at the 5. Sounds like some tinkering there. I've been saying, Chris Boucher plays center. That's what he does. That's what he's done his whole career. And I think he played it a considerable bit for the Raptors last year because of the situation we had at center, right? No Marc Gasol, no Serge Ibaka. They left in free agency, and then Baines was virtually unplayable for the majority of the season. You only picked up Khem Birch much later. I feel like Boucher off the bench as a center was really good, allowing him to take over that matchup and really hang out in the paint, protect the rim. That'd be more ideal for me. I wouldn't say he has a forward skill set. His skill set is definitely more tailored to being a center, even though he's 6'9", 6'10". I still think on our roster he's one of the guys that I would trust there. So maybe giving him that chance would help elevate his game, and we'll see some improvement from Boucher because off of what we saw last year, we know he's legit. I think he won a DPOY and MVP in the G League in the same season. Came up with the Raptors, has impressed ever since. He's a Canadian. I would like to keep this guy, but I understand you got to be real with it. It's a business. If he continues to struggle, then maybe we do find the correct deal for him. I feel like a deal with Dallas no matter what happens with this Raptors team and that Mavericks team, I think that they are some good trade partners for us. See what happens. So Guardian Transit saying 108 to 104 for the Raps. That's his score prediction. Ramaz saying 110 for the Nets to 105 for the Raptors. He's predicting a Nets W. I guess you got to respect the honesty. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. Abdullah saying 120 to 105. Raptors win. Book it. I would love to see that. And then Ty Cornfield saying, I'm liking that Scotty Barnes rebound bet. Me too, my guy. I think he's averaging 8.9 rebounds, but they put him at 6.5. You know, it's no guarantee of it hitting. I just thought it was pretty good value. And then I'm hoping that Fred VanVleet's money for that 15 points, he's been coming to life in the second half of games. So if that trend continues, then sweet. But yeah, those were my bets tonight. That was what the gut was telling me, and we're 3-0 so far on the bets on live streams. Trusted myself on this one, but I'll knock on the wood anyways because I am superstitious with this. Luca Figueiredo saying Scotty's mid-range game is so much better than I thought. It's been a crazy surprise. A lot of people complain that Scotty Barnes didn't have like a go-to move. Delano Banton gets the rebound off the precious miss, lays it back up, Raptors within 2. But yeah, Scotty Barnes has surprised in all the areas we thought he would have needed work. He's already done the things that we thought he would do really well. Play makes, hustle defense. I mean, his measurables are off the charts. The Raptors have a lot to work with. But yeah, the mid-range is definitely getting there for him. It was lights out in the first half of last game. Kind of didn't have a great second half. Missed that buzzer beater putback. But hey, these are the moments in a young career that you'll take to develop and learn. And Scotty Barnes is, I think, the most natural candidate to become a superstar on our team. Oh, nice Precious. Comes up to the top of the key. Gets the pass from Scotty. Knocks down the J. Love to see that from Precious. People are way too hard on Precious. Bob Dole saying Boucher, Banton, Birch is our new northern bench mob. You're right, man. That's a block party out there. I got to say, the one thing that is really disappointing me about Boucher, it's not even the offense as much. It's just he normally has crazy defensive stat lines, and he's struggled this year. He has. I'd say give him some chance at the 5. Ken Birch is out tonight. Maybe he'll get those matchups. Nice OG. Over Harden. Sweet little turnaround mid-range. Those are shots that I never would have pictured OG Anunoby taking, but his development has been next level. He's gotten a bit better every single year, and he's starting to get to that point where maybe this is an all-star we're dealing with. You guys let me know in the chat if I'm on to something there. We were hoping it could happen. But let's see. He's back with the ball right now, backing down KD, kind of bullying him, and gets the basket, man. Holy cow. We're getting hot in here again. OG Anunoby rookieing KD, basically. Oh, wow. Whew. Harden just caught Scotty Barnes flat-footed. That's a rarity. Beat him to the rim. Wow. Jeez. But that's okay. It's all right. Scotty's a great defender. That'll happen every once in a while. Let the kid learn. OG back in the mid-range. Another bucket. Like Harden and KD have been basically taking turns guarding OG, and it doesn't matter. He's getting to the paint, to his spot, and scoring. And like I said, James Harden's a good defender. So is KD. You always hear a lot of casual slander that they aren't, but they really are. It's just they have the occasional funny clip where they give up on a play, and then people generalize from there. But obviously, they're good for the memes. KD going right back to the paint, scoring over Precious. That's an unstoppable shot there. Shayar asking, Josh, do you think Pascal can be an all-star with 10 missed games? I was wondering that before the game. I think it's possible. I think it is. His numbers will need to be really good, but I think missing the first 10 games wouldn't kill him as a candidate because he's won it before, so he's already kind of got a little bit of that respect. He could get an all-star selection. I think he could. I wouldn't rule it out, but he's got to be, better than obviously he would have normally had to if he just started on time. There's a chance of it. I would say like a 30% chance that happens. Like I said, he's been an all-star before. He's proven himself in that regard. An MIP, second team All-NBA one year. It's a tough shot from Banton there at the end of the first quarter. We're down, I think, by 3 points here? Oh, I gotta get the scoreboard going. But yeah, I do think it's possible. We'll see what happens. Uh, Asriel saying 111 to 109, Raptors win. I think I said, what was it, 111 to 107 was my prediction. So we're kind of in the same ballpark there. Let's hope, man. But either way, a lot of people calling a Raptors win, of course. You know, what else did we expect to see in this chat? But I think it's possible. I did make that money line bet today, even though I didn't involve it in the parlay. Pretty confident we can do this. And the scoreboard is now good. I apologize for that. Set up currently. Shayar Rana saying, Josh, do you think Miles Bridges is the front runner for MIP so far? I do, and only because I think that Tyler Hero's probably got a better chance of winning Sixth Man of the Year. Maybe you give Tyler Hero both. I don't know. I don't know if that's ever happened. He's a pretty good candidate for either, but I see Tyler Hero winning Sixth Man of the Year, which I think does clear up the opportunity for Miles Bridges to go and get the MIP. At least that's the way it's looking right now. I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way, but he's been impressive, and he gets to play with some good players there in Charlotte and Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball. They're a pretty solid team. PJ Washington's also pretty good. They're really good. Could happen for sure. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Miles Bridges definitely having a breakout season. James saying Scotty is 6-6 after the first quarter. So he's already got 6 boards. So we need one more for that part of the bet to hit. That'd be nice. And I know what you're thinking. You're looking at my bet right now. Isn't that just like easy money? Is that even worth anything? Believe it or not, it's over double your money return if that bet hits. I thought it was a pretty friendly looking line. I hope we get it. Nothing's promised. I need Fred VanVleet to go get his 15 and at least one more rebound for Scotty. I think that'll happen though. Let's keep the faith. Azriel saying OG not making All-Star this year will be ultimate disrespect to the Raps. I think so, but OG's appreciated a lot for his defense. Sometimes that's not taken that much into consideration for All-Star voting, but that aside, the offensive development alone I think warrants it. Definitely pulling for OG to become an All-Star. Shayar saying, Josh, you're the only one of the 3 that can say my name. You know what? I was worried I was mispronouncing it. Good to hear that I get it right most of the time. I'm definitely not trying to ever mispronounce anything in the chat here, but happy I'm getting it correct. I'm sounding like Charles Barkley sometimes trying to pronounce names in the chat. Raptors down by 3 right now. We've got 11:20 left in the second quarter. Missed 3 for the Nets. Precious with the board. I saw someone in the chat saying Precious is better off of the bench. He's been better tonight. To say if that'll be consistently an observation for him coming off the bench, maybe. It definitely alleviates his responsibility, allows him to get into the game a little bit more naturally. He's only 6'9", right? Opposing centers that are really big. It'll be a tough night for Precious, but his motor's high. His skill set's great. I'm not worried about him at all. Been saying that. Svi just misses the mid-range. Raptors are +8 in points in the paint. Just hearing that over the broadcast. That's good to hear. Precious with another board. We're going back the other way. That was a little bit of a blown opportunity there by DeAndre Bembry, of all people. Oh, okay. Fred's foul, taking the 3-pointer. It almost went. Could have been a 4-point play, but we'll take it. He'll be shooting 3 at the stripe. Speaking on Bembry for a moment, that was a guy that I really liked. He's still pretty young. I want to say he's like at maximum 27 years old. And he's an underrated playmaker. He's a good ball handler and a really strong defender. I like Bembry. He seems like a good guy to have in the change room. Unfortunately, with all the wing players we have on this roster, you don't have room for everyone. I think the Nets got a really good role player in Bembry, though. Always going to wish the best for him. I liked him as a Raptor, and I remember during his Atlanta days, he did torch us a few times, nothing too crazy, but him and Prince back on that team in Atlanta, remember they basically single-handedly beat us one game, but respects to Bembry. I'll always remember him as a Rap. That was a fun tenure he had, even though the year sucked. I thought he played well. He's kind of got like he's not like Scotty Barnes, but it's rare to see defensive forwards who are also like really, really gifted playmakers. So kind of falls in that same category of skill sets as Scotty, but Scotty's just kind of doing everything really well right now. Obviously not a common shooter from 3 range, neither is Bembry. But I think that part of Scotty's game will develop too. Nets turn over the ball. Brown throws it out of bounds there. Or sorry, that was Patty Mills. What a pickup for Brooklyn Patty Mills was. That'll help be a Band-Aid for Kyrie being out, but obviously to contend you want Irving in your lineup. Pascal saves the ball to Svi. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a sloppy possession. He's a wet shooter, man. He's slipping all over the court. Fiji Water slides out of bounds, tosses the ball to Pascal, but it's nowhere close. Nets ball going the other way. Down by 2. Matt Hogg saying Svi blows. Oh, Harris hitting a 3, but Svi's fine, you know. Svi has done everything. Just stuttering trying to pronounce Svi's name. He's done everything we've asked of him this season, whether it was start, come off the bench, play hard defense, score in transition, jack up threes. Versatile player, man. I'm so happy that Svi is on the Raptors. He's another guy that I remember torching us when we would face him. He was good on Philly. He was good on the Lakers. Obviously on OKC and the Pistons, he was balling out. I think he had a really good performance actually against the Raptors with the Pistons where they ended up winning. He's on our side now. We'll take it. Nice. Banton and 1. Let's go. He's like a magnet for and ones. Just attacks the rim with that great length. Gets the basket and the harm. Champion Goal Gaming. He's back with his super chat. I'm pausing on this one. Which Raptor has the best cheeks right now? It's been the snap answer's been Kyle Lowry his whole career. At this point, I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and say it's forever Lowry. That award just belongs to him, the cakiest man in the NBA. Shouts out Kalo, triple-double the other night for Miami. And shouts out Champion Gold Gaming for throwing around the super chat. We appreciate you. People giving it to Freddie, so Freddie has the best cheeks on the Raptors now. But Siakam, the double clutch layup with the left. Great transition basket for him. We're tied up at 34 apiece. Cratefoot saying Flynn should get a run this game. I would always like to see a little bit of minutes for Malachi. That'd be nice, but Delano's playing solid right now too. See where this game goes. Foul on Aldridge. Believe that was Banton fouling him. Bueno Kitty, Delanto, take a ride on the 4-5. That is hilarious. Delano is the hometown hero, man. The first ever Canadian drafted by the Toronto Raptors. And let me tell you, he sounds like a Toronto man. So he definitely fits the culture of the city. Ramaz saying, would you have traded the 4th pick, Scotty Barnes, for Shea? I bet you that was a real trade offer. Sam Presti in OKC is a madman. Like, a lunatic. He wants so many draft picks. I've actually never seen someone who's more willing to just part with whoever to go get more draft picks. He'd probably trade Josh Giddey right now for multiple draft picks. Like, he doesn't care. He just loves draft picks, and that's where all the memes come from, right? 2030 OKC looking good. Pascal misses a 3. But I don't know. I don't think I would do that. I mean, knowing what I know now, I definitely wouldn't. But at the time, it would be tempting for sure, especially considering Kyle Lowry leaving the team. To get an immediate front runner at the guard spot, I think Shea's a combo guard, can play shooting guard or point guard. That'd be great next to Van Vliet. It wouldn't have been the worst return, but I'm happier with Scotty Barnes, definitely knowing what I know now. Be tough to say at the time. I bet you part of me would have said I'd do it. I definitely think I would do it if it ended up being Jalen Suggs. But again, hindsight's 2020. It's easy to say. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. That's a great question because I bet you it was a real offer at some time. Would you have traded the 4th overall pick? So let's rewind to that time for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Canadian guard out of OKC. Matt Hogg saying Shai will come home in free agency. I could see that happening, actually. We'll just wait for then. So Ramaz saying OKC wanted the 4th pick and OG for Shai and Kenrich Williams. Garbage. No way. That's not happening. That's offensive. The one off is a decent question. The fourth for Shea. And I mean, like, that's Scotty Barnes, right? We know who he is now. Hindsight would not do it. At the time, would be very tempted, but I still think I would have held my cards and not done it, because Matt Hogg brings up a good point. I do think that's someone we could maybe convince to come home in free agency one day. Even though I'm not banking on it, I do think I would have wanted to keep the 4th overall pick, considering how stacked this class is, man. They're saying it's the best one since 2003, which is obviously where LBJ, D Wade, Chris Bosh going 4th overall to the Raptors. Any coincidence we have the 4th now? And then Carmelo Anthony too, getting drafted. Historic draft class. There was many others in there, but they're saying this draft class now, it's going to be sort of that same caliber of stars in it. It's a big expectation to meet, but it's possible. DeAndre Bembry shooting the 3. All right. Respects to Bembry. Nets are up by 4. That's definitely not one of his strengths, but he knocks it down. Fred from 3. Nice. Patty Mills kind of tries to sell the flop, ends up on his back. Fred steps back, hits the 3. There we go. Down by 1. Ramaz saying Trent is too inconsistent. He's young, you know. I wouldn't say he's too inconsistent. But you know what? He's young and he plays a shooter's game, so some nights he'll look terrible just trying to do his thing, and other nights we'll look at him like he's the man. I think his defensive effort's always consistent, which is what the Raptors really want. But scoring-wise, he'll figure it out. He'll be okay. He's a crafty player. Not worried about Gary, but you know what? I'd be lying to say he isn't a little bit inconsistent, especially when you start playing around with his starting minutes. But all in all, man, an asset. Not too worried about that. I think the defensive energy is always there, at least. So Mark Vanass saying no trade for Barnes. Max Correa is saying KD is the best player in the league right now, in my opinion. I would say it's Giannis. Honestly, I give Giannis the benefit of the doubt, being the champion, the Finals MVP, dropping 50, literally eliminating the Nets and KD. I gotta say, just he doesn't have the deepest skill set. I mean, his dominance is just evident, but KD is obviously more skilled. I just think that if you can go out there and no one can stop you, no matter, you know, get a jump shot, learn to hit free throws, this and that. If he can win the way he plays, which he just did, power to him. So I got to say Giannis, but KD is definitely the second. And then LeBron has, I'd say, fallen off a little bit in terms of where I would see him on the best player in the league chart. Still a legend, still great to play with, but hopefully we're not seeing the complete plateau and decline of LeBron. But definitely we're seeing that he's not going to be as good as we've seen in previous years, in my opinion. But pumps millions of dollars into his body for off-season training and maintenance. Lakers got some figuring it out to do. We'll leave it at that. Bueno Kitty saying FVV breaking ankles. What? Let's go. Yes, he is. That was, you know, I think that Patty Mills tried to sell it a little bit, but whatever. Ended up on his back, steps back and hits the 3. It's a highlight reel nonetheless. Fred VanVleet. I remember when he broke Markelle Fultz's ankles. I wanted that NBA Top Shot NFT moment so bad, but you can imagine it's an expensive one. Fred's my guy, though. Making plays. Need him to get 15 tonight. Holding out for that. Ramaz saying, do you think Toronto regretted not trading Lowry at the trade deadline? I don't, because I feel like the return of Goran Dragic and Precious Achiuwa was probably similar to what they were offering at the trade deadline. So yeah, we held out and we could have gotten it earlier, I guess. But I think honestly, I think the offers were so low for Kyle Lowry because he was just about to hit free agency, already a little bit older, and people are notorious for undervaluing Kyle Lowry because you need to watch him to understand how impactful he is, and the Raptors don't get that coverage, right? Lowry also a slight bit of a late bloomer in his career, but that doesn't matter. Nonetheless, we got lowballed, and I think we ultimately got the same offers in the offseason and a sign and trade. So I think we got ultimately the same deal, but got to keep Kyle Lowry for a little longer and tell teams that we're not just going to settle at the trade deadline because you think we have no leverage. I like what it is. It was a statement that we're not just going to feed into pressure and make a bad deal. And ultimately, we got the same thing in the offseason, but you know, it's teams like Philly and Miami that could have really used them last year. Fred misses the 3. Oh, there we go. OG gets fouled. That was a late call, but we'll take it. I definitely think he got fouled. Scotty Barnes almost with the offensive rebound, kind of redirects it to OG Anunoby, who goes up and is now going to be shooting 2 after being fouled by Aldridge, I believe. Yeah, that's a foul. Foul for sure, despite the late call. So what if the Raptors got KPJ, so Porter Jr., instead of Trent? I don't know about Porter Jr. He's obviously an explosive scorer. He has a 50 piece in the NBA. I think he'll be a long-term part of what they're doing down there in Houston, but Raptors got defensive identity. And I'm not going to lie, I like that Gary Trent's dad played for the Raptors, wore the same number. I'd say they have a similar impact, but Gary Trent, I think he's just as offensively potent, and he's going to be a way better defender, so that's what I got to say about that. I wouldn't do the deal, but tempting. KPJ is obviously going to be, I don't know about a star, but a really good player for a while to come. That Houston team, so they get a few years of experience and some other pieces on the roster, obviously looking pretty good offensively. Matt Hogg saying FVV is a poor man's Patty Mills. I don't know about that. I'd say they're like a good direct comparison. At this point in Patty Mills' career, I'm definitely taking Fred VanVleet, but that's let me know what you guys think in the chat about that comparison. Oh, Precious with the 3. Toronto pulls ahead 43-42 on the Precious 3-pointer. I can't remember who said it in the chat. I think it might have been Matt Hogg pointing out that Precious plays better off the bench. Tonight, he definitely has. So, shouts out Precious Achiuwa. He's having a great game. And right now, he's guarding Aldridge at the other end. Good defense in the post. Nets miss. Gary Trent coming back the other way. All right, Gary, let's see why you're better than KPJ. Passes it to Precious, to Fred, to Scotty. And that's... wow. Okay, good defense by Bembry. Keeps the ball in off the steal. And then Fred VanVleet gets fouled off of another steal. Some little bit of some sloppy back and forth action here. Raptors still up by 1. We're in the bonus, so I believe Fred will be shooting 2 free throws here. A chance to go up by 3 points. Coming towards halftime. About 5 minutes left. Okay, it was Ramaz who said I said Precious is better off the bench. Shouts out Ramaz for that one because I'm seeing it tonight as well. A little bit of pressure off the kid's shoulder. Eventually, I think he'll be a starter at in some situation. Maybe it's as a 4. Probably as a 5, I don't know, but kind of held back by his height. Great skill set, very young. I'm sure the Raptors will turn him into a contributor long-term nonetheless. I can't say that. I'm just going to say go Saka. If FVV was 2 inches taller, he'd be locking KD down. That's true. He had his moments where he's been hard on KD. Remember, Kevin Durant came out and said, Fred VanVleet's a dog in this league. So long as he wants to play, he'll have somewhere to play. And just basically gave him full respect and kudos and mentioned that undrafted players and just young guys in general in the league should be looking up to Fred as someone to emulate and try to get those same accomplishments and drive toward the game. And Fred VanVleet didn't beat around the bush. He said, I'm not too cool to act like Kevin Durant saying that to me is nothing, right? That's a big deal to me. Good steal by Boucher in transition to OG. Nice. Fred VanVleet outlets the floor to OG. They get the basket. It's 47-42 for Toronto. Raptors playing with good defensive to offensive pace. James in the chat saying, how doesn't Fred have a Hall of Fame pickpocket? It's on his way, but Raptors players in general just getting a ton of disrespect. Nice block there by Chris Boucher. Manages not to foul Harden. Gets the block, but then Harden picking up the ball and scoring it after. But I was complaining that we weren't seeing enough of these defensive stats from Chris Boucher. Oh, nice bucket in the paint by Fred. That 15-point bet is looking good. Let's keep things rolling here. KD at the top being guarded by OG. To the post. Oh, nice OG. Good deflection. It's staying Nets ball, though. Jet for Sale 1 saying FVV looking like Halo out there. I always say it. I think that Fred VanVleet was like the perfect guy in the NBA to take over for Kyle Lowry, like personality-wise, skill set-wise. Just honestly, Kyle Lowry helped develop the man that Fred VanVleet is today, and I think he's going to be our leader. This is his team, is what I'm saying. Scotty Barnes obviously is going to be our star of the future, but Fred VanVleet will be the heartbeat of this team. Boucher passes to Scotty. Scotty, mid-range over KD, misses. Raps still up by 3 here. We're nearing 3 minutes left in the second quarter, going into halftime pretty soon. Liking what I'm seeing. Awesome little matinee game for the Raps at home. These Sunday games in the afternoon are always a lot of fun to watch. Let me know how your bets are looking in the chat, guys. Curious to hear what you've all gambled on tonight. There we go. With that rebound, speaking of bets, Scotty has hit for our rebounds. Now I just need Fred to go and get some points. Raptors try to push it, get fouled. Yeah, and it is bonus, so we'll be shooting 2 at the free throw line. Not sure who got fouled there, but great job by the Raptors getting the ball off of the defense, pushing the floor immediately. I keep saying how important transition is to this team. It's paying off tonight. Whoa, Matt Hogg saying Durant has also said his favorite team growing up was the Raptors. So we know he's full of it. Really? That'd be shocking. That'd be shocking for sure. Vince Carter's a star. Tracy McGrady's a star. Damon Stoudemire had a crazy rookie season as a Raptor. I think he averaged over 20 points as a rookie. Won Rookie of the Year. So, we've had some dudes, Chris Bosh. But to hear that his favorite team growing up was the Raptors, I don't know about that one, but that'd be really cool if that is accurate. Definitely a big Fred VanVleet fan either way. Marcel Martin coming in with a super chat. Steady Freddy is cooking. Steph Curry in the kitchen, wrist twisting. Fred VanVleet doing his thing. I always give him the Curry comparison because he shut Curry down. He's got a wild shot selection like Curry. I'm just playing, but Freddie VanVleet, he is steady in his own right and doing a great job for us tonight. I got my bets on him. Someone let me know how many points he has at the moment. I'm curious how close I am to hitting the bet, but definitely playing great. Azriel saying Durant's fave player was Vince Carter. Okay, there you go. That doesn't surprise me, but to hear that, he was cheering for the Raptors growing up is quite cool. So we got that respect. Some Raptors super fans who are notable that I don't think get talked about a lot. So Max Holloway, the Blessed MMA, that's his nickname, name on Instagram as well. He's one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time. I think he's Hawaiian. I could be incorrect. I'm pretty sure he's Hawaiian. And big Raptors fan, huge Raptors fan. Saw him on courtside during the finals all the time. And then also Samuel L. Jackson. He was filming in Toronto when the Raptors had their inaugural season in 95. And apparently from that point on, he's always been a Raptors fan. And then now today we got the GOAT of hip-hop, Drake, courtside at our games, sometimes leaving before half if we're not looking good. Not a huge fan of that. But the Raptors are, we got some guys in our fan base. We're not quite the Knicks or the Lakers of the world where you got a red carpet for your spectators every night. But there you go. Speak of this, Austin Matthews courtside. I think he's with Michael Bunting of the Leafs. I could be completely incorrect on there, but definitely Austin Matthews sitting courtside. Speak of our spectators and the grandness of the Raptors organization. That's quite cool. But yeah, Leafs winning last night. They've turned things around in their own right. Go check out the Leafs Digest. I host that with Zach Phillips. We got a ton of fun things going on there. He's like, I say it all the time, my co-host on the Leafs Digest is the Ben Rogers of Leafs Digest, right? Like he's working all the animations, doing all that, and I'm just kind of sitting there giving like hot takes and whatnot. But he's so into hockey. He's got his knowledge just up to here, and he was a great hockey player himself. So tune in for his insight, and I'll sit there and be the average Leafs fan, Say the dumb things where he needs to check me on it, but we got a great production over there. Go check it out. Shouts out everyone in the chat right now. Chris Boucher at the free throw line. Got 101 people watching. Shouts out everybody in the chat. Just seeing that number now. Appreciate all of you guys. It's been a ball hosting these things. I'm a little bit out of touch with the chat here. So, okay. Will Gregg saying Fred VanVleet has 13 points. A few people saying that. Muhammad Khan, Cab No Limit, Jonathan Gomez. I'm not sure which one. Apologies for that. But yeah, some people answering the question. Appreciate you guys. Our bet's close. It's close. Maybe I should have parlayed the Raptors money line in there with it. I was debating it, guys, but we're on a win streak right now. If we win this bet tonight, we'll be 4-0. Didn't want to take that risk. Foul on the Nets at the other end. Scottie Barnes is having some issues covering James Harden. Fouls him there, gets blown by him a few possessions ago, but there's Scottie smiling. He's laughing. He doesn't care. He knows he's an animal on defense. Not worried about him. He'll figure it out. Obviously, you're going to need to have a few welcome to the NBA moments in your career. And maybe Harden will provide a few of those. Hoping not too many. Scottie Barnes has been ready to go, but a couple of blown defensive possessions there when Harden's carrying the ball. Boucher inbounds it to Fred VanVleet. We're up by 3. People in the chat talking about some Leafs content right now. Man, you guys got to go check out the channel. It is so much fun. We're growing over there. We got to 1,000 subscribers not too long ago. Already on that road to 2K. Fred VanVleet gets stripped by Harden, but it's Raptor ball. We're staying in the offensive end with 2.4 left on the shot clock. Ash G. Barnes should suplex Harden. Kind of suplex. It was like a judo flip. What he did on Jared Allen grabbing the ball. Just looking like a tank. It's so funny. That's like one of the first Scottie Barnes clips I've seen posted up on House of Highlights and Bleacher Report. Chris Boucher stepping out of bounds on the 3-point attempt there. We didn't have much time on the shot clock. Anyways, coming back with the Nets. But it's just funny. The first thing we see from Scottie Barnes posted like on all general media outlets was him just flipping Jared Allen. He's a beast, man. Do not play with Scottie Barnes. He's guarding Harden over half. He's guarding him over half. Scottie not falling for it. Oh, nice steal. I knew he was going to get his. Whoo. Oh, man, that didn't work out. Challenge that. That was off of a Nets player for sure. All right, they've inbounded it. KD coming back. Scottie gets the steal there, guarding Harden. Patty Mills threw it back into trouble. Thankfully, we went the other way. Thought we were going to score. Didn't get the basket. KD misses a 3. But Scottie Barnes, great defensive intensity. You know, he's got a short memory on defense. Harden beats him one time, comes back and gets a big steal. But unfortunately, the refs didn't call it our way at the other end, and it was Brooklyn ball. But here we are, back with still a 3-point lead. We're in the bonus. Just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Gary Trent Jr. in the mid-range. Work it. Jeff for sale saying, gotta hit the weight room, Scottie. He's been in the weight room. Ramaz saying Scottie Barnes might win Rookie of the Year unless Mobley balls like crazy. Yeah, I agree. I still think guys like Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green could turn it on for just some crazy performances at any moment. Barnes in the front court, but I do like the pick of Scottie Barnes. He's currently the betting favorite to do it. I could see it happening. The Raptors, even though we're a good team, we're giving him a lot of opportunities to integrate, obviously start, which he didn't do in his last college season, or his only college season at FSU. I got high expectations. Nice play by OG. Great awareness. Takes the outlet pass from Chris Boucher, bounces it back to him. Transition dunk from Boucher. He's having a pretty good game tonight so far in the first half. 110 live viewers. Sup, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. It's almost halftime here, and the Raptors are leading by 5. OG guarding Kate. Oh, nice, Scottie. Transition dunk. Let's see what he's got. Oh, the reverse dunk off the steal on Kevin Durant. Man, this is what I wanted to see this game. I'm going wild right now for Scottie Barnes, and he's picking up KD at half court. Let's go. He's an absolute dog. He's not scared of anything. KD with a tough basket. That was a good defensive effort by the Raps. Not a lot you can do there. Boucher almost getting up for the block. 6 seconds left on the clock. Oh, Fred VanVleet with the basket. It's the first half. Our bet has hit. We're up by 7. Harden going down the other end. They missed the 3. Patty Mills does not get it. I don't even think he got it up in time, but either way misses it. What a way to close out the half. I'm ecstatic. Fred VanVleet goes and gets point number 15 tonight, so our bet's already cashed. First half, bet has cashed. I do have a separate bet for the Raptors to go and win on the money line. You know, I'm a knock on wood, right? Like Got a full half to go against a really good team, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. That bet looks good, but that was independent from the bet that I released for you guys today. Plus 150. That is over double your money return. Shouts out anyone who was tailing that bet. We just hit, and the Raptors are up by 7 going into the halftime. Let's go. Nets obviously still without Kyrie Irving, but this is a great measuring stick game. Let's get a like spike. That was an insane way to end the quarter. I'm gonna keep these flames on the screen, bro. This is a lot of fun, guys. My prediction for the score was 111 to 107. Raptors beating the Nets. Right now, we got an even bigger cushion than that. Hopefully, it stays that way. Drop your updated score predictions in the chat, man. Throw some W's out. This is awesome. Raps are on fire. Got 110 here in the chat. What's up? Happy to have everyone tuning in. I was mentioning this a little bit before the game, or I guess as it was starting, tuned in early today. We're going to try to create a halftime segment where you guys can call in, give your takes, talk about what was going on in that game. Man, I don't care. You can talk about how your day was. We'll do a system like that where we essentially just randomly choose people to call in. We'll probably hook it up through like Instagram or something like that, just to make it a little bit easier. So we'll do that. I got to find a way to integrate it. If anyone's like very good with this stuff and you know a way to integrate a call into my OBS stream where we can do it on YouTube, I mean, let me know. I'm open to the input, but we'll figure something out so that we can get your takes at halftime. Obviously, you can always go out there in the chat. I say most things over the mic, but at the end of the day, it'd be cool to hear from everyone in the community. And halftime, I'm just sitting up here alone. It'd be great to have someone join in and give me their takes. Jay saying Raps top seed in the East. I believe with you. Let's go. Top 4 prediction was what Ben and Riker was saying. And I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm a bit of a realist. I was like, the Eastern Conference looks a little bit better. Definitely playoffs. But, top 4 is a tall task for a team that's still kind of like, like retooling, I guess. But it looks possible. I firmly believe we got robbed of a game there against Cleveland. That was a heartbreaker. But it's okay. It's okay. 6-4 is an all right record. And people were mad that I called it a choke. You led for the whole game except for the last 14.8 seconds, right? Where you sent someone to the line with a chance to win the game. It's not what you want. I'm going to stand by it. It's a choke, but I love my Raptors. They're young. I don't want to be too hard on them. Okay, so people right now saying we can do it on Discord. Okay, nice. All right, so we'll definitely explore that option. We have a Discord currently set up. I think it's even in the description of this video. If you guys want to go join there, definitely hop in. We'll have some more community chats, trade rumors. There's like some sub channels for the Leafs Digest, Courtside Digest, our fantasy league. Shouts out to everyone in the fantasy league. Shouts out Marcel Martin. I had to decline another trade for him. I believe it was Brunson for Derrick Rose. Not a bad trade. I'm a big D Rose guy, but Brunson's numbers are just a lot better at the moment, and I can't justify it. I was very tempted. I think I rejected the trade, but Marcel, if you're listening, apologies on that one. I cannot do that trade. Brunson is going to be in a good position with Luka, playing with him all year. So, Faith and All asking, where do you post your bets? So I drop a YouTube short, so basically like a TikTok, on our actual channel. You can go even see it right now where I outline what I'm betting that day. I do it through Bet365. The bet builder feature, pretty rare for betting apps to allow you to take different player lines and parlay them, which just means compounded odds, right? If one of them misses, I miss my parlay, but hey, since I'm betting them all together, right, you get those juiced up opportunities to make some money. That's what I'm doing. That's where you can find it. And I also tweet it out beforehand. And guys, like, I'm open to input, right? I'm 4-0 on the bets on the live stream, but doesn't mean that I'm going to be like that forever. And I need you guys to show me some valuable lines as what you guys are betting. And I'm open to it, man. I'm always open to it. And Paul Blunt, my guy, coming in with a big super chat. Shouts out Paul Blunt. You are the man. He's saying he's at the game. The ref is bigger than everyone. The arena is so electric. Go Joshy Ice. Shouts out Paul Blunt, man. I think you go to a fair bit of games, don't you, Paul? But he's in person rooting on the team. This is a great game to go pick and to watch. Sorry, a great game to go pick to see. Kevin Durant in the building, James Harden, Scotty Barnes, our star rookie, doing really good, needing to guard those players, back them down on offense. Special game to go see. Shouts out Paul Blunt. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. Okay, Jonathan Gomez saying the Discord invite link in the description is expired. Can't join it through it. Try the one on our Twitter. That one I think is still good. it might be the same link. I'm not sure. I'll go figure that out. This is the first I'm hearing of that, but definitely a technical issue on our side. I'll have that sorted out pretty much as soon as we're off of live for anyone looking to join. But yeah, definitely there's going to be a big community there. Maybe we'll integrate the calls at halftime through that, but that's definitely a coming segment, guys. So patience with that. It'll be coming here soon, and I'm excited to hear from all you guys over the mic on the live. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying he does LA Fitness. He even met Josh Donaldson in a pickup game. Is someone asking me like what gym I go to? Hey, okay, Matt Hogg, your traps are bulging. What do you do for a workout? You know what, man? Are they looking good right now? I needed to hear that, man. Sunday Scaries giving me a nice compliment, uplifting me today. Thank you, brother. I go to LA Fitness, and yes, I did see Josh Donaldson there the other day. Played with him some pickup basketball. I swear, I keep saying I'm gonna tweet the picture, but then I don't because I don't want it to be like a random out of context photo of me and Josh Donaldson at LA Fitness. But you know what? I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to go tweet it out. It's just cool because I played a game of hoops with him. Like, I was like, are you JD? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, cool, man. Like, I'm a big fan. I'm seeing you at like Newmarket, LA Fitness playing basketball. So it's a little confusing, right? Apparently married a girl in the area, which is why he's there. But got to play hoops with JD. Let me tweet this real quick. Let me find the photo. I need to prove myself. It's a crazy situation to just say, but it happened. Where's my photo with JD? Here it is. Okay. I'm probably going to delete this after, but go check it out on our Twitter, at Raptors Digest. I'm going to put JD and I were hooping. If you know, you know. Come join the live stream. Hashtag We the North. Apologies for being on my phone here, guys. I was meaning to do this for a while. But there you go. Photo evidence posted. People asking who the hell is Josh Donaldson. Clearly not some Blue Jay fans in the chat here, but yeah, man. Josh Donaldson won MVP for the Blue Jays during their 2016 season, I believe it was, which was a really special season. I believe that was the year that Bautista hit that home run against the Rangers. We ended up, I think, losing in the semifinals of the World Series to Kansas. Yeah, it was Kansas City that beat us. I'm like a baseball casual. I definitely go hard during the Jays season. So it was just super cool meeting Josh Donaldson. Happy I got this out during halftime. This is definitely a halftime story. We got 121 people in here watching. I'm probably boring you guys, but you know what? The game's coming back soon. The Raptors are playing all right. And I'm going to upgrade the all right to pretty good. You know, we blew our lead last minute in the game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Protect home court. You know, all season last year, we're like, oh, we're in Tampa. We got energy players. They need to thrive off of that. Let's get them home. It'll result in more wins. Well, we're like 2-4 at home. So let's make that 3-4 tonight. Start improving on that record now, but still undefeated on the road. That's a big stat. Okay, so Owen in the chat correcting me. It was 2015 that Donaldson won the MVP. Fred Kieran saying Riker looks different today. This is another halftime story. So yesterday I got to meet Riker. So get this, like I've been doing the Raptors Digest for a whole year now, right? And they've just basically groomed me and built me up to this point where I'm actually able to host live streams, interact with the community like this. I started off just writing, doing social media. Then I started popping up on the occasional podcast. And here we are with my own live stream. You guys are what makes it special. Shouts out to everyone in the chat. But I had never met Ben or Riker. I DM them through Instagram. We talk every single day. Like these guys, some of my best friends. They're in my circle. We work together all the time. This is our dream that we're trying to build here. So very tight relationships, but never met them in person. And then I went to Kingston yesterday to watch my brother play rugby. Shouts out my brother Max, who won OUA gold with the Guelph Griffins. Great moment. And Ben, Riker came out to watch, and it was my first time meeting him. So Riker and I just yesterday met for the first time. We got to watch my brother win a gold medal in rugby. Really cool day. Riker and I did not get a chance to play basketball together. That's coming soon in the month of November. Ben is coming out here. Zach Phillips, like I said, who hosts Leafs Digest, lives very close with me, or close to me. And we'll go meet up with them, play some 2-on-2. Leafs Digest versus Raptors Digest. Place your bets right now. Leafs Digest at least -400 favorites to win that. But yeah, got to meet Riker yesterday. Really cool vibes, man. I can't wait to meet Ben. I'm thinking of like pranking him the first time I see him. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but if I do something, I'll film it. But definitely got to make an impression first time meeting the guy, right? Like, I'm gonna do that with a prank. But anyways, Bueno Kitty saying, Joshy Ice, so now that you met Sweet Reiki, you think you take him out 1v1? We're about the same height, so like no measurable advantages, but I think I'm the best hooper at the brand. I'm just gonna say that right now. And that's okay. You can doubt me. That's fine. I get it, right? Like, I understand. But when that video goes up and I'm dropping like, we're playing games to 15 and I got like 11 points and like 3 steals, you guys will know the vibes. But wait for those videos. They're going to be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll get beat badly. Who knows? But I like to think that I play a lot of basketball and could potentially win. So Mark Vanass saying, where is Ben Rogers? Ben obviously lives out in Newfoundland. So does Riker normally, but being a Queen's graduate, he stuck around in Kingston where he's now working currently. And I got fortunate enough to link up with him when we went to go watch my brother's rugby game. But if you mean where is Ben specifically on this live stream, he's going to be doing the post game with Riker like they always do. This live stream has become more of like a solo endeavor that I do with the chat. I mean, you guys are my co-hosts collectively. We just talk all night and watch the game. Throw some money around, which by the way, the bets have already hit. Check it out. We're dropping these lines on Twitter before and on YouTube Shorts. But this is the production, guys. If you want to see Ben and Riker after, make sure to check that out in the morning or probably tonight. I'll post my game recap too with my 5 takeaways. But that's the structure, man. We try to give you 360 coverage of the games, and that's just how it goes. But love the support. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So Go Saka saying, I think OG is more offensively polished than Siakam. He's got better handles and he's willing to take the hard shots under pressure. I get what you're saying. It's definitely close now. OG is less scared for sure. I think that Siakam can get in his own head a little bit. He gets swatted once and maybe a little bit reluctant to go up hard the next time, whereas OG just world's shortest memory, right? Like he could get highlight reel cleaned off the glass and then he'll go and posterize someone the next possession. I agree. It's a little bit more of a preferred mental, or it's more of a preferred outlook for your scoring star to have that OG has. But I don't know. Pascal's proven himself on the biggest stage, right? A little bit different. I think that OG is a bit more comfortable for sure jacking up threes and taking step backs. But Siakam is really the guy that we've built this team in the image of, right? Like he rebounds, he passes the ball, he can score. And Nick Nurse says that. He's like, to trade Pascal, right? That's the guy that we've sort of built our roster around. Like we want everyone to do what Pascal does. Like he is the final product of these projects that we're currently working on. We want Scotty to be like Pascal. We want OG to be like Pascal, and now he is, and that's why we're getting these comparisons. We want Trent to play like that. Trent's a little bit different, but you guys get what I mean. We got a lot of players that could tear a page out of Pascal's book and his development. So Anselm saying, Siakam just came back, relax. Yes, yeah, guys. He's looked good in the first half anyways. I mean, I think that comparison just comes from how great OG has been, right? It's not an insult to Siakam as much. I mean, I say that after kind of tearing into him a bit, but it's less of an insult to Siakam, more of a compliment to OG. But, that comparison's real now, and that's a good thing. They're both really good offensive players. It's not like Siakam deteriorated, so now I see it. It's just that OG elevated, so now we can kind of look at it as a reasonable comparison. It's a good situation to be in. Alex Lee saying our depth is immaculate, just immaculate. When we stagger those 3 big wings, we built this team to be a wing dominant group, right? Versatility, be positionless. You can switch all the time on offense, and we know that, or on defense. We know Nick Nurse loves to play zone. He throws, in Bradley Beal's words, junkyard defenses at Stars all night. Catches them off guard with some really great players that, like I said, it's tough to ruin our game plan. We just adapt to whatever you're trying to do, and we go get those steals. Gary Trent's been all over the ball. Freddie Van Vliet doing his normal thing. OG's a beast. Scotty, everyone's a great defender. We've been knowing that. Go Saka saying, imagine Chet Holmgren on the Raptors. That'd be crazy. He would solve our 7-footer issue. I wonder how he'll be. I'm personally a big fan of Pablo Banchero of Duke going first overall. But you can't deny that Chet's a 7-foot, they call him a unicorn, right? with all the crazy measurables in the world and then just the skill set to go with it. We'll see how that goes. I think Chet's probably the favorite to go first, but Pablo Banchero, after everything's said and done in college this season, he'll be right up there for sure. Ty Cornfield saying we love Riker. That's facts. We do love Riker. Second half back underway. Raptors are up by 7 points. 60 for Toronto, 53 for Brooklyn. Shouts out to the 140 people watching right now. These live streams have just been getting better and better. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Blake from 3 gets blocked. Blocked by Siakam right on cue. There you go. Great defensive energy. OG. Wow. Almost dunked through a block. Brown got all ball there. I think that was clean. Gets a bucket at the other end. Nice play by him for the Nets. We're coming back, though. That was still OG almost got that dunk. What a beast. Respect him for trying. Siakam to Fred. All right, OG, what are you going to do? Working in the paint like he's been doing all night. Finds Siakam for the 3. Sidesteps him. Ooh, nice shot in the mid-range. I like that shot. Just misses. Meow the Cat saying they should start Siakam off with a smaller role until he gets back in shape. They've been monitoring him every day. Like, we don't get to see him in practice and really intuitively know his condition physically. I'm sure that if the medical staff is saying he's good to go, he's saying he's good to go, then, put him back in. I mean, you won't give him ridiculous minutes, but happy to see him starting, happy to see him balling out. Almost just leaves it short at the rim. Siakam making me bite my tongue, but KD with a dunk. Kind of scary slip there as he landed. He looks fine, but yeah, Siakam, they're not going to baby him too much. They'll put him right back into the action. We've been looking forward to getting him back. People talking about Halloween candy in the chat. Go Sokka asking me what my favorite candy is, like least favorite as well. I hate licorice, and I kind of love like anything sour, to be honest. The sour guy. Sour and spice. I like it. Pretty intense. Mustafa saying, yo, how are you? I love it. Mustafa comes in the chat, always asks how I'm doing. Doing great, Mustafa. How about yourself? Happy to see you join in the party here. Shayar saying, Siakam is just good at basketball, not great. Yeah. I mean, he's great in certain situations, right? That's like anybody. I mean, as a role player, he's great. Even as like a Robin to someone's Batman, to like a Kawhi, I'd say he's a great second option. But to be the first option, I'd say he's good, right? Like, or decent. We've been talking about it. We need someone to emerge as like the genuine star of this team. And we got Scotty Barnes. I think that's the long-term clear plan. And that's okay. That still leaves a very clear spot for Siakam on this roster. Even though he gets that max contract dollars, that's just sort of what players are worth now when you look at his stats. It's market value. Someone would have given it to him, like an OKC, maybe even like a Golden State. I mean, a Golden State with Pascal Siakam on the roster, in my opinion, is just like so crazy. I've thought about that trade hypothetical so many times, and there's been reports of Golden State just salivating over the idea of Pascal suiting up with Curry and Clay in the lineup. It would be something to reckon with for sure. But happy he's a Raptor. There's definitely space in him space for him on this team with Scotty Barnes being the man. I think that's the ideal situation. People still just going off on the Halloween candy in the chat. Someone mentioning Coffee Crisp. Shout out Coffee Crisp. That is a top 5 candy of Halloween. I always go into those multi-packs of Nestle chocolate bars and just fish out the Coffee Crisps and Kit Kats. It's a pretty gutless move on my part, but I'm not going to lie, I do that. So Ash G saying overpriced player, in my opinion. There's Rahul saying Siakam is an offensive liability. You have to take out Siakam. Siakam is definitely overpaid. That's Shehar saying that. Whew. Oh, go Sokka as well. Chiming in, Siakam is overpaid. I'd honestly trade him for Wiggins. Man, I don't know. Like Wiggins and Wiseman, maybe you have like a slight bit of a debate, but even then, like I'm not too sold on it. Look, I'm not saying keep Siakam at all costs. It's his first game back, guys. I know he's not like that young anymore, right? What is he, 28? Someone pointed out earlier that he's older than Giannis, right? So that gives you an idea. Apparently, like Pascal only started playing basketball like age 16, I want to say. So definitely a late bloomer in every sense, but a successful project, right? A second team All NBA player, a champion. Him and Kawhi are second behind Jordan and Pippen for the highest scoring duos to go and win a championship. Or I guess just in the playoffs in general, I believe. That was probably champions. But either way, he's in elite company statistically in many different categories. An MIP, which Giannis also won. I mean, he's shown all the right signs. The Raptors know how to use him. No panic buttons yet. But I know I've had my moments with Pascal, definitely. And if it continues throughout this season, right, I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt last season. Go ahead and feel some more of these growing pains, right? You're going to have some blown opportunities in the last minute of those games where we lose. And last season was a write-off in my opinion. We can get into it, but that's for a different conversation. If Pascal struggles this season, we have a genuine debate about what we do with him as an asset. But right now, I'm not on the hate train for him yet. Ooh, nice little mid-range J for Gary Trent Jr. Tied up at 62. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Gary Trent guarding KD. Go get Terry Black a steal right now. Reaches in and gets called for the foul. KD and Gary just chatting right there. You love to see it. Respect from the legend, hopefully. He's having a hell of a defensive season. Mustafa asking, where did all this Pascal slander come from? I mean, we pay him huge money, right? So the expectations are there. And for all the aforementioned reasons, he's accomplished. So it's fair to have a high standard for Pascal. But, you know, to sit here talking about trading him away for Andrew Wiggins 1-for-1 or whatever the proposed trade was there in the chat, I believe that was it. That's not crossing my mind right now. But I've had my fair share of games frustrated out of my mind with Pascal. Willing to write off last season. He's got a clean slate right now, but I agree. It's sort of crunch time in terms of evaluating his long-term ability to remain a Raptor, because obviously we want that top guy, and he makes top guy money. But Scotty Barnes is going to be a star. Like, I'd rather just keep them all so long as we can afford to pay them. Rahul is saying pass to OG and Scotty to play make. I mean, OG's playmaking's gotten a lot better. Scotty came into the league a great facilitator, hitting assists bet for me the other night. That's been something that Scotty Barnes is going to just improve in just every second of every game going forward. I'm surprised he started off with such low assist numbers. It's not representative of how well he's playmaked. He's like in the top 50 for total passes made in the NBA, and I think the only person on that list, there's only one other person on that list with him that has less assists. So clearly he's like in a statistical anomaly in that sense of, you know, he's got great passing numbers. You can see it visibly. The eye test is A1, but going to be a while before he really jacks up those assist numbers. But it's coming. It's coming. I think he's going to be a league leader. Not a league leader, but a franchise leader for the Raptors in triple doubles once it's all said and done. I think Kyle Lowry right now is our all-time leader in triple doubles, and it's not even that high of a number. Definitely think Scotty Barnes will break that record early in his career. What do you guys think on that topic, though? That's an interesting little debate. I think he'll have that record pretty soon into being a Raptor. But shouts out Kyle Lowry, the legend. Matt Hogg saying Siakam for Ayton. That's sort of like a misfit a little bit for the Suns, who are definitely looking to win, and Ayton had a great playoffs, even though I'll say it again, they choked in the finals. I don't know if that would happen. I honestly don't even think I would do it. Maybe I'm a fool for saying that, but I don't think I would do it. I'm not like super high on Ayton. I think he's solid and obviously 7 feet tall. Pascal with the flush. I would keep Pascal, I think, but tempting trade for sure. Bueno Kitty, damn, OG with a disrespectful shoulder into KD, loving the fire. I'm so happy that the Raptors now have the bona fide reputation of being a physical team, whether it's on offense or defense. They don't care. They'll get in there. They'll try to get fouled. They'll hit you. It's the reputation you want, a bruising reputation in the NBA, and obviously we're not giving any star treatment out. OG will put a shoulder into you. I love to see that. KD guarded by Siakam. Defensive breakdown. That was Siakam's fault. Gets a bucket. Nets are up by 2. Fan Fiction Pop-Tart saying, do you see Scotty breaking that record before Kyle retires? I see Scotty breaking it in the next 3 seasons. Like 2 seasons after this one, I think he'll have broken it for triple doubles. So good chance that Kyle could still be playing, but nothing guaranteed, especially when Kyle has had his fair share of injuries. Joe Harris hits a 3 at the other end. We are now down by 5 points, 69-64 for the Brooklyn Nets. I believe it was like a 10-point lead or maybe an 8-point lead going into the half for the Raptors. Hopefully we can recover. Oh, Precious almost with the poster, but gets fouled. Nice find by Fred VanVleet. Precious will be shooting too. He's had a good game. Shahar saying, Josh, what will be OG's stats next season? Some people get stuck at 20 points. For stats for next season, I guess, I'll give you my projection for this season. I think he's going to average, I want to say very close to, I'm going to say like 20-ish. Hopefully like around 7 point something rebounds. And then for assists, like 4 point something. That would be a really good season for Pascal. Hopefully enough to get him an all-star bid, especially when you consider how good the defense have been. I'm not even sure what his current averages are, but if you know, put them in the chat and put down your predictions. That one was just off the top, but OG definitely be someone in the all-star running, I think, for pretty much the rest of his career until he drops off. But many years before that happens, he is, I want to say 24. Very young. Very young. We got a great player. Harris misses the 3. Siakam coming the other way. Gets fouled. Misses the shot, but he's going to be shooting 2. That was Harden picking up the foul. Marcel Martin with the super chat saying, we're getting washed. Right now, it's not good. Like I said, we had a nice lead going into the half. It hasn't even been that long since that point, and you're right, we are struggling. Siakam right now, 9 points, 4 of 8 from the field. I think he's got a few assists to go with it. Not a terrible performance from him so far. You'd like to see a little bit more, but we're not getting washed. It's a long game. At one point we were washing the Nets. It's going to go back and forth. I would have loved to see us keep that lead, but so long as we come around for the fourth quarter, the important time of the game, make this thing close and ultimately get a win. My prediction is still sitting at 111-107 Raptors over the Nets. Hoping that can happen. Shouts out for the super chat. Appreciate you. Shahar saying, I hate Pascal taking shots away from OG and Scotty. It's his first game back. We'll give him that benefit of the doubt. He's been our top player before. Last season a little bit questionable, but the season before then he was stellar. Struggled in the playoffs. But Pascal's shown glimpses, right? Like he is proven to a certain extent. Maybe not as a number one guy, but who knows? Let's give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. He's done a lot for our organization, and I think if next 10 games he starts to really just show inefficiencies and a little bit questionable, then yeah, okay, go ahead and run the offense through OG and Scotty. But if we can win with him playing and getting shots, then let's keep doing it, right? Like our team is better with Pascal Siakam in the lineup. That's my opinion on it. Nick Nurse will make the right adjustments, though. And Marcel Martin saying, yes, Nurse is goated. Someone calling for Nick Nurse's head in the chat? I think so. Someone saying fire Nick Nurse, I think. Wow. Okay, so Nicholas saying that. That's a hot take. For the first season ever, this year I have had my frustrations at times with Nick Nurse, which is a rare feeling for me. But at the end of the day, we started out 1-3, recovered to now what's a 6-4 record. Hopefully 7-4 tonight. They haven't lost on the road. Big credits to Nick Nurse. I mean, he's already been a coach of the year, a championship guy. I love him. He's so philosophical. He's a player's coach. He knows the X's and O's, man. He should be someone we hold on to. I'm not worried about him whatsoever. And look who it is coming back with a super chat, Marcel Martin. I don't know if he's in the chat, but Paul Blunt is on Instagram. Go follow. Paul Blunt at the game right now. He's got to hit that Instagram live button and give us the courtside view of the game. So yeah, that's Marcel Martin with the super chat. Shouts out Marcel, a legend in the chat, mentioning another legend in Paul Blunt who is currently at this game. Jealous fully, but hey, instead I get to be on live stream with you guys. This is even the better situation. Who am I kidding? We got nearly 100 people watching right now. Shouts out to everyone. You're much appreciated. Jay saying Raps are a balanced offense. Definitely. We got like a deeper roster than anybody in the NBA. I don't know. Throw down teams that you okay, just because we have a deeper roster doesn't mean we're going to be the best team, but throw out who you think in the chat has a deeper roster than Toronto. I think Denver might come close when they're at full strength, but let me know in the chat who you guys think. The Lakers on paper are amazing, but obviously very old. The Nets themselves are great. But let me know. I think the Raptors just have so many gamers. It runs deep on this team. We're a next man up group. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Deepest team in the NBA, book it. Fred with the ball. 71 for Brooklyn, 65 for Toronto. Gary goes up for the shot over KD and gets it. That's a nice bucket. Creates space and knocks it down in the mid-range. We're trailing by four now with 4:40 left in the third quarter of this game in Toronto. The afternoon matinee. What a treat for Raptors fans. Happy to have everyone in here right now. Fan Fiction Pop-Tart saying, yeah, the Raps third quarter lull is a real problem. Definitely agree with that. Definitely. We've started good. For the most part, I felt like we've finished games good, even when we've gotten, other teams have gotten a big lead on us. We've tended to cut into it big time and made games interesting, like against the Bulls. That's a really good example of it. Third quarter does tend to be the lull. We got to play a full four-quarter effort to get the wins and the results that we want. Obviously, it's not gonna result in a W every night, but the third quarter has been a recurrent issue. Shout out Fan Fiction Pop-Tart for making a good point there. Nick Nurse got to correct that. Yeah, Azrael saying the Heat is deep, bro. Yeah, they are a very deep roster as well. I cannot sleep on them. I wouldn't say necessarily you got more like top end star power than the Raptors for sure, but there's just like not a single guy on the Raptors roster that I'm not excited to see play. I got big time homer bias, but definitely a deep team in the Heat. Keep letting me know what you guys think. What roster in the NBA is deeper than the Raptors? We got 100 people in here. Let's hear some opinions in the chat. Oh, KD bangs a 3. Lead is now 10 for the Nets. Ouch. Yeah, OG getting rocked to sleep there. Fred with a nice bounce in the mid-range gets the basket. 8-point deficit for Toronto. Hopefully we can turn this around. The third quarter lull. Fan Fiction Pop-Tart said it himself. Oh boy. Got to correct that issue. Percy Lewis in the chat saying, nah, refs are giving Nets everything they need. Plus, they are aggressive and Raptors playing mad sloppy. I didn't even notice the refs being the clear issue in this game. I'm always the ref defender. But last game, or I guess the ref apologist to take a term away from Riker. But last game, that was one of the ones where it was like very glaring that the referees made some mistakes at crucial points in the game. Obviously, I'm referring that the blown last-minute lead to the Cavaliers. Darius Garland shooting free throws. I did think that was a foul by OG, to be fair, but there was a few out of bounds there that would have been very important for the Raptors to get back that we didn't. And then, other things that were sort of out of our control, like a crazy Jarrett Allen three-pointer that should have never gone in, but hey, these things happen in the sport. And then also Fred VanVleet having some points taken away from him that for originally, hitting threes, but his foot was just touching the line. Another kind of unfortunate circumstance that played out and contributed to the loss. You gotta learn to put yourself in situations where when these little things happen, you're playing so well that it won't cost a W. But we're young. These things do happen. So we saw it come up during the Cavaliers game. We need a win at home today, man. We need 2-5 at home sounds so terrible, and if we lose tonight, that's what it's gonna be. I'd rather 3-4, and we'll work from there. Got to protect home court. We kept talking last season about how important it is to this group. Ramaz saying Raptors deserve to get booed. Go DM Paul Blunt. Tell him to throw out some boos for you at the game. Ramaz saying Raptors can never beat good teams this season. Yeah, they take care of business, which is nice for the most part, but you're right. Mavericks beat us. A few other teams have as well that are quite good. The Bulls. But one team that we beat that I thought was going to be a great sign of some growth was the Boston Celtics. But to see the way the Celtics have been playing throughout the rest of the season, I get they've recovered a little bit, but not living up to any kind of expectations. Some people saying the Celtics are like guaranteed to miss the playoffs based on what they've seen so far. They got stars in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, so I'm not going to make that hot of a take right away, but I thought that was probably our best win. We kind of blew them out in their home opener. That felt great, got us back to 1-1. But you're right, beating strong teams, at least according to records so far this season, has been difficult for the Raptors. Kind of just historically difficult, honestly. We've always taken care of business with these like below 500 teams. But yeah, sometimes I think the Raptors are notorious for having stars perform big nights against them. Let's not forget about Kobe dropping 81. That was forever ago. But yeah, some star power will definitely help us compete in these games more. I keep saying Scotty Barnes will eventually be that guy. We're back underway here in the third quarter. KD with the ball falls in the paint. That's just good defense. Banton coming back the other way. I thought he should have just taken that layup there, but Banton finds Svi Mikhailuk, who lays it up. That's good stuff. We're down by 6. 2-possession game. Roughly about 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Thank God that missed. Believe Harden just misses a three-pointer. Yeah, Tyler Smith pointing out still undefeated on the road. You're right. Fully right. That's a huge stat for this team, but it's kind of hilarious to think they're just so used to playing on the road, right? Oh, Gary Trent, nice little bounce on the basket there, gets the 2 points. But yeah, we got to be ready to play we got to be quite adjusted, acclimated to being on the road and still playing well after last season. Hopefully that continues to be a strength for us. Once we get into the playoffs, right? That will definitely pay off dividends. Oh my gosh. Okay, somehow Gary Trent does not get a foul for what he just did to James Harden. I'll take it. But James Harden's going crazy with the way he's being officiated this year. I don't blame him for having an episode after that one, but it's Raptors ball. Let's go. Close game. We need to turn things around before the fourth here and close out this game at home. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, hey Josh, remember the championship LA Kings? See, I'm just kind of like tuning in and out of this chat because of watching the game and commentating a bunch of things, but seems like a random comment, but I'll answer it anyways. I do remember the LA Kings championship team. They've obviously won 2. That was kind of one of those teams that got me really into basketball, into hockey in the NHL. They had a pretty legendary team. Anze Kopitar, Gary Trent Jr. Nice bucket in the mid-range. He's been working that tonight. Someone said Gary's inconsistent earlier. He is sometimes, depending on what situations you use him in. He's like Norman Powell, ironically, in that way. Oh, KD responds with a 3, but I'm loving the consistent defensive effort from Gary, and he's a shooter. Never count him out when he jacks up the ball. Finding it in the mid-range right now. Foul by Bembry. But yeah, shouts out the championship LA Kings. They were quite the team. Dustin Brown is like the stereotypical image of a hockey player. 90 people watching right now. Shouts out everybody in the chat. Percy Lewis saying our defense needs to pick up. Definitely, we're dealing with an offensively potent Nets team, but you're not wrong. If we want to win this game, need to have defense as always. Gary Trent in the mid-range. Nice little move to get freed up. Shakes the defender, turns around, gets the basket. We're within 3 points, a one-shot game. Go Sokka saying Chef Boyard Delano Banton. That's quite the nickname there. Maybe I'll use that one. Ooh. Nice dunk by Bembry. He's a player. I liked him. Hangs on the rim for a little bit there. You know he's a hype beast. Gets the basket for the Nets. But we're back here on the offense. Gary Trent with the ball. He's been hot. Oh, Svi Mikhailuk. You gotta be ready to get that ball. That was Svi's fault. Goes out of bounds. Coming back Nets way. I'm not big on that mistake. That was a dumb mistake by Svi. I don't know why I'm mad about that, but whatever. Raptors need to figure it out here. We're still down by 5 points. Meet Patel saying Gary just has his own swag to him. You're not wrong. Gary is I was worried about that for a while, that Gary would just become so obsessed with corner 3 for the Nets. They're up by 8. Gary's done a good job of focusing and being like, in the media, on social media, fashionista, whatever you want to call him. I'll just call him a hype beast. He is that guy, but he's continued to focus on basketball and make developing in that regard his main priority. He didn't go the Kuzma route in LA where you just drop off, get absorbed by the social life of being an NBA player. Proud of Gary, but an and one for KD. Oh, Yeah, their defense is just off right now. That's not good. You got to foul. If you're going to foul hard. KD gets the and one. I think this could put the Nets up by 11. Yeah, it could. Let's see if KD hits it, and it's money. So yeah, down by 11. Jeff for sale one saying the fourth is where we shine. It's gonna be where we need to shine tonight. Hopefully the Raptors can get a basket here to close out the quarter. Definitely don't want to be going in with an 11-point deficit, but a very real possibility right now. Gary Trent with the ball. He's got the hot hand. This is a guy you want shooting at the moment. Misses a highly contested shot from what I believe was 3. Down by 11. Score is, I don't think the scoreboard's correct right now. But yeah, down by 11 going into the fourth quarter. Let me give this a little refresh. It'll catch up. But give me your updated score predictions here, guys. I'll stick to my guns on mine. A 111 to 107. Raptors over Nets. Looking a bit more ambitious with that prediction, but fourth quarters, I think we've been pretty good with the exception of the night before, blowing that lead to the Cavs. Don't want to talk about it, but today's a new game. There is still an opportunity to get a big home win here against the Nets. And then, as Mark Venus says, let's pray, or Venus, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Let's pray for the Raptors now. That's what he's saying. I'm praying. Prayers up, man. This it's a terrible quarter for us, as Heisenberg's saying too. Ash G, Raptors are bad at home. We were supposed to be great at home. We have energy players. That's like the big time excuse we were writing for ourselves. So we need the home crowd, and it's true. We got one of the best home crowds in the whole NBA. Opposing players even say it. But, like, it's getting ridiculous right now that we got blown out so bad in our home opener by the Wizards, who we eventually go and just beat on the road anyways. So clearly the disparity isn't that crazy. It's blowing my mind. I really hope we can clean up at home, because especially come playoffs, you're going to need to take care of business there. Raptors are probably just more used to playing on the road at this point after being down in Tampa for a whole season. Heisenberg saying we need a center really bad, or a decent center. We got decent centers, but I think we need a dominant center. I agree with you, or at least someone standing at 7 feet tall who is serviceable. Moses Brown would be a complete gift. I'm hoping the Raptors can swing something for him. I'm banking on the Raptors being trade partners with the Mavs at some point. We're back at about 100 people live viewing right now. Shouts out everybody in the chat. I say it all the time, but you guys are appreciated. Thank you. Definitely keep tuning in. We got an exciting fourth quarter ahead of us. And down by 11, we're going to need to turn the tide here. They were outscored 35-17 in the third quarter. That's a fumble right there. Things were looking good at half. But hey, if we can go right back and do that to them, then we'll be all right. We'll win this game. Some work ahead of us. Tyler Smith saying missing Birch tonight. Yeah, he's been an anchor defensively. Our defense has been inconsistent at the moment. I mean, to a certain extent, you got some unstoppable players in James Harden and KD on the court. But, guys like Patty Mills and Brown have also been torching us a bit tonight. Let's figure this out, man. Fourth quarter underway. Scotty Barnes picking up James Harden at half. That was a late foul. He was just afraid of James Harden freaking out at him again. But Harden's going to be shooting too. You can look at Harden's face right now. He's like, thank God I got that call. He was about to go ballistic. Paul Blunt saying Svi is a curse word in 4 countries. Interesting. It's a bit of a curse word tonight. I haven't been that impressed with Svi, but, it's one game. Like, Svi is a great pickup. He's done everything we've asked of him. 105 people in the chat. Shouts out. Yeah, so Ramaz kind of echoing what a lot of us have been saying throughout this live stream is Raptors should trade for Moses Brown. That's a logical acquisition for sure. I'm hoping that happens. Will Gregg saying Miles Turner is the answer. I mean, he definitely would be as of this moment. The only thing is, what do you need to give up to get Miles Turner? And also, I know Miles Turner isn't old, but he's not quite in the same age bracket, I'd say, as our stars. I could be misreading that. Maybe he's only like 27. But I tend to think Miles Turner's a bit older, right? Like, he's probably getting up close to, I feel like he's at least 29. I could be completely wrong. Let me know in the chat, but that's the one thing where I would debate acquiring him. And right on cue, Svi Mykhailiuk, the curse word in a bunch of countries, hitting the 3. Paul Blunt at the game. You got to cheer him on for that one. That was a big bucket. Raptors down by 9. Good defense on Harden. Forces Harden to pass off the ball. Wow. Nice little pick and roll there by Brown, and Harden ends up in a bucket for Brown. Good little layup. We're down by 11. We need to turn this around quickly. Oh, Precious attack. Nice. Great mid-range from Precious. People have been on this man's back. Get off his back. He is a player. He's young. He's good at what he does, and we're seeing it right now pay off. Mid-range J for Precious Achiuwa. That's good stuff. Oh, damn. Will Gregg saying Miles is 25. Okay. Well, from that standpoint, let me know what his contract situation is down in the comments. Just let me know how much he's getting paid over how many years. But now it's sounding a little bit more attractive. I could have swore he's been in the NBA for longer. But yeah, that makes the trade make a little bit more sense because a Miles Turner, I think I said Brown there, Miles Turner would make a huge difference on the Raptors. Just a shot blocking menace. Pretty good offensive weapon too. Definitely not a dominant guy, but serviceable scorer, and there we go. We were lucky to get that. Scotty Barnes fouled by Bembry. Raptors getting the ball back here. Alchemical Fitness saying Barnes needs Pascal minutes. That'd be nice. Maybe he'll start trending that way soon. But let's give Pascal a moment to warm up here. Barnes with the ball. Svi from 3. Oh, that was an air ball. What happened there? Loose ball foul on Achiuwa. Oh, man. All right, down by 9. Svi airballs the 3. I don't think that was blocked. Harden bringing back down the ball. 91 Brooklyn, 82 Toronto. We're nearing the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter. We got to get something going. Harden to Mills. Mills from 3. Misses. Percy Lewis saying Raptors defense is on suicide watch. We got to get it going, man. It has been a struggle for us here in the second half. The third quarter just was a backbreaker, but going into halftime, I thought the whole collective effort defensively, offensively looked pretty solid. But you're right. Fourth quarter is crunch time. If we have any hopes of winning this game, we got to get it done right now. Pascal with a kind of a forced up look in the paint, misses it. That's not the kind of shot. Like, that's not a go-to move, you know? I've been defending Pascal, but that's not a go-to move. Nice block by Pascal. There you go. Way to redeem yourself on the defensive end. Blocks Aldrich, and here we go back the other way. Pascal into the basket. Get me a basket. Oh my. Misses the. Nah. That's garbage. Brown with another basket. Down by 11. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Pascal's lack of like a go-to move. I know it's always been an issue, but yeah, not looking great right now in the fourth. Oh, that almost rolled out, but Precious with the basket. Big for us. 9-point deficit. It's 93 Brooklyn, 84 Toronto. Just around 100 viewers in the chat right now. Appreciate all of you guys being in here. Let's hope this doesn't lead to a Raptors therapy session. We got to improve the record at home. We got some life here. Not giving up. Asriel saying Pascal is uncoachable. Oh, I don't know about that. You know, he's made so many improvements from what he once was. He would have to be coachable, but I do worry about his ceiling. Leonardo Panez saying, go get Bull. That'd be a great acquisition. And Denver's deep enough that I think that, you know, you could get him for the right price. Bull would be a nice acquisition for sure. Anybody 7 feet and serviceable. Raptors could use them, preferably young so we can develop. Great contest by Barnes on the Harden three-pointer there. Raptors got possession. A bucket here would be nice. We've been kind of robbed there on Pascal's past few chances. Precious in the mid-range. Nice board for Pascal. We get the ball back off of the Precious miss. Come on, Freddie. Nice. Ball to Precious. Gets the dunk off the pick and roll. We need more pick and roll action. Great to see that doing that chemistry sort of coming together between Fred and Precious there. Deficit is shrinking up a little bit. 7 points. The Raptors are down. We got 7:50 left in the game. Oh, no. That's an open 3. Fred doesn't need to go for the steal there. I get what he was doing, but yeah, you leave Patty Mills completely open, makes the Raptors pay for it. Back to a 10-point deficit. Oh! Precious almost with the floater, just rolls out. There's been too many shots in the past 5 minutes like that. Oh no, right from the same spot. Svi! They're throwing away this game right now. Aggravating. Svi fouls Patty Mills in the exact same spot that he got his three-pointer last time. He's going to be shooting 3 at the stripe. Apologies for not being as in tune with the chat here. This has just been a aggravating start to the fourth quarter. Haven't really gotten anywhere. The lead was 11 going in. It's currently 10. 96 for Brooklyn, 86 for Toronto. Prayers up for the Raptors. Okay, so Will Gregg, I'm sure someone else already cleared this up, but I'm just seeing. So by the way, Turner has a base salary of $17.5 million yearly, I'm assuming, through the 2023 season. So he's going to be locked up, yeah, for the rest of this year and next year. That'd be good. That'd be really good. And it depends on, obviously you need to make mature decisions about how much you'll be able to pay him. He'll be coming off the contracts probably around the same time that Gary Trent Jr. will be, which gives you like an extra $18 million freed up yearly. So at that point, maybe we could say, okay, Miles Turner's more important to this team than Gary Trent Jr., so we'll take that money that we were paying Gary and load it back up into a new contract for Miles Turner. It could happen, yeah, so that there'd be an option there. I would like it. It's all about the asking price, right? Because Miles Turner would solve pretty much on paper all the issues for us. A 7-foot rim protector who's serviceable offensively, pretty young. I wouldn't hate the deal, but I wouldn't hate the acquisition, but I got to know the deal, right? In terms of what I would give up for him, I mean, Boucher could probably go in that trade package. Some pick compensation, depending on how comfortable the Raptors feel with their guys right now. Personally, I feel comfortable with it. I'm down to start giving out some picks to get our team into a contending mode. I know that's early, right? We just took a step back last season, but I think the Raptors are always just one star away from getting it done, and adding in Turner, even though he's not like a star, just another great guy that'll help us be in a position to win eventually. I don't hate it, but drop your trade proposals right now for Miles Turner. I don't think we're going to get him from Indiana for nothing, right? He's great. There's a reason we want him. I'm sure you need to give him something very tempting. No guarantees we would win that trade, but definitely a guy that I personally have wanted on the Raptors for a while as well. So Nicholas in the chat saying the Toronto Raptors need to make the following moves in order to be successful again. Oh, this is a hot take. Fire Nick Nurse, trade Pascal, trade OG. I'm sorry, brother. I'm breaking out the frost emoji on that one. Maybe one of those things. Definitely not firing Nick Nurse. That doesn't make us any better. Definitely not trading OG. Pascal, in the next few games, we can have a conversation about that. If he continues to struggle to reintegrate offensively, he has no go-to move, which really aggravates me. The spins are what they are, but even that's like he just tries to create a broken play where he can score off of that. Not fully in agreement, but I get your frustration. Not the hottest take in the world. I guess it is a hot take, but I'm putting out the freezing emoji because I would definitely hit the freeze on any of those moves at the moment. Nicholas saying the right thing, though. Coming back with the right take. Build around Scotty Barnes. I think so. I definitely think so. He's the most natural player we have that will progress into a star, I think. I mean, we're seeing it already. Hasn't been too dominant tonight. I got to check his stat line, actually. If someone could put Scotty's stats for tonight into the chat, I'd appreciate it. But definitely our franchise player of the future. It'll be interesting to see who we take with him. In terms of will OG be with him forever now? Will Gary Trent be sort of his right-hand guy, which I could see is Fred VanVleet going to retire in Toronto? We got a bunch of great players. It'll be interesting to see when push comes to shove who ends up sticking around long-term. Yeah, so Logan saying choke a lead to the Cavs, now choke a lead to the Nets. Nothing's said and done yet, right? Well, we'll make a run, I hope. But yeah, coming out of the second half there, we came out flat, and the third quarter lull returned. It's been an issue. It's been an issue for sure. People still giving it to the refs in the chat. We've got 103 viewers in here. Shouts out to everybody watching right now. The Raptors, like I said, down by 10, but Patty Mills is shooting at the free throw line. He's going to have 3 shots, hits his first, down by 11. This is a big deficit we're working here with 7:20 left in the fourth quarter. So game's almost finished. We're going to need to make some splashes soon. The defense has been pretty scrambled tonight. Don't know where Terry Black is in the chat, but be interested to hear if Gary Trent has his defensive stats yet to hit his bet. We've hit ours if you're looking at that. Over double your money reinvest, or almost double your money, over double your money returned for hitting that bet. So another plus 50 150 parlay hits. We're 4-0 on the bets in the past few games. So great winning streak for us. I hope the Raptors can get in the win column tonight too, but it's not looking so hot. Gary Trent in the mid-range with a big bucket. He's been hot in the mid-range, man. Way to go, Gary Trent. We need to heat up. Terry Black saying Gary Trent does not have 2 defensive category stats yet. Hopefully he gets that. I'm rooting for you, brother. Patty Mills misses the J. OG with the rebound, coming back up the floor. All right, Fred. Go get us a big bucket. Oh, man. See, it is tough. I do find Fred and Pascal both struggle because they don't have go-to moves all the time. I mean, Fred's just like a knockdown shooter, great playmaker. I notice it more on Pascal, but not the best take from Fred VanVleet there. Brown at the other end misses a 3. OG with the rebound. We are down by 11 points. Not out of this. Over 6 minutes left in the game, but they got to get going now. No time to waste. Pascal's still in there. Let's hope he can get it going. Redeem himself. That would be great. All right, Fred. Fred chopping it up a bit to Pascal. Gets fouled. Misses it. You see, I started off defending Pascal. I did. He's aggravating me right now. I need him to get angry. Like, get angry. Try to posterize someone. You know, like you're a freak athlete. I don't know. I got to see more confidence if he's going to be that top guy. But not giving up on him, but it is a difficult game to watch. Matt Hogg saying, yup, Svi is Nurse's new McCaw. Anyone who doesn't understand that reference, Pat McCaw, kind of a pretty humble player, you know, not overly impactful, but Nick Nurse just loves the way he followed the system, so always gave him minutes in Toronto, probably minutes he wouldn't get elsewhere. And now we're saying that Svi Mikhailuk is in the same situation. I can't, sorry, coughing. I can't agree with that. I think Svi Mikhailuk is 10 times the player that Pat McCaw is. No defense to the three-peat champ there. I got to go with my guy Svi. Svi can start games. He's a better defender. No disrespect, like I said, to Pat McCaw, but no, Svi deserves his minutes even though he's having a rough game tonight. I'm far more upset with Pascal Siakam. 108 people in the chat. Shouts out. It is a 9-point game. For all you mathematicians out there, that's a 3-possession game if things work out perfectly. But we're back in it, man. We got over 5 minutes left. Let's see what we can do. A stop here would be crucial. Fred covering KD. Harden with the ball. Gary's careful not to foul. Such a lucky shooter's bounce there on the rim. Harden gets the basket. It's an 11-point lead again. Let's strike back quick. Nice. And one, Pascal. That's what I need to see. He's spinning in the paint, getting fouled. And, Griffin calling for an offensive foul there. Wham. Doesn't matter. Raps down by 9. Hopefully 8 after the free throw made at the stripe. Yeah. No, I think that was on Harden, but Griffin's complaining. Raptors are not out of this thing, guys. Percy Lewis saying Flynn would be nice. Oh, Bueno Kitty echoing that earlier, saying anyone think it's fourth quarter Flynn time. Yeah, Rahul saying that was an ugly move there by Pascal. I agree, but he got the basket, so it is what it is. But Flynn coming into this game at this point, I don't know. I would maybe be a little bit reluctant because he hasn't played yet in the game, and this is like very crucial crunch time. He's just a little bit cold at the moment, but ideally I do wish he played maybe during the third quarter when we were like blowing this lead. At this point, see if we can get these guys to finish it out. No! Oh my God! Pascal should have been boxing out Harden there. That putback should not happen. But Fred answers with a three-pointer right in Harden's face. Huge bucket for Fred. 7-point deficit for the Raptors. 4:40 left in the game. Man, we need something to happen and happen quickly. Oh no. James Harden hitting his first three-pointer of the game. Joey Schatz, Raps are out of this game. Carter facing, why is the defense so bad right now? Pascal from three, misses. Yeah, things aren't looking great. 10-point deficit with 4:14 left in the game. The Raptors have dented this deficit at points, but the Nets have bent but not broke. They are in a winning position at the moment, but let's hope we can get something going very quickly. KD in the paint with the tough basket. That's what he'll do. Curious how many points KD has. He's played very good tonight. All right, Pascal with the ball. Passes it to OG. With the mid-range, just misses, but Raptors get the ball back. Fred VanVleet to Svi. Misses again. It's just not our night. This is a tough watch, guys. Tough watch. Heisenberg saying Nets have too many good players. I don't know about that. They don't have like too many good players. I don't think that's the depth isn't like necessarily what's killing us. You know what? No, I have to agree. Right now it is, but I just think it's like how high quality the stars are. Like they don't just have like all-stars, they have superstars, which is in my opinion really what separates them as like a contender. Their bench is, it's like the Lakers, right? Like they got big names on it, but they are all a little bit older, and the Raptors' depth in my opinion is better, but they've got two certified MVP players and then Kyrie Irving, who might be coming back at any point. Harden just hit his first three-pointer there a minute ago, but I still think he's played pretty well tonight. And KD just doing his thing, really punishing the Raptors. You know, he wants to come in here and beat us. I think he'll always remember that we cheered when he got hurt in the finals. I don't blame him. But KD having a game. The Nets are up pretty big right now. Things do not look good. Rahul's already moving on to next game, saying we need a win next game. Definitely. We just need to improve this home record. If the Nets hold on, we're going to be 2-5 at home. That's so un-Raptor-like. I mean, undefeated on the road, great, but let's balance out our record here a little bit. Like, it's home court. You're begging for home court all the last season. I know you're good at playing on the road now, but eventually we're going to need to make a statement at home. We're not doing a great job of that. People kind of being hard on Svi for his defense tonight. It hasn't been great. He's had a few looks that have rolled out. It wasn't his night either, but these things happen. I agree. Svi has been an issue tonight, but again, people, we all overreact. We are in that business of overreacting as passionate fans. Svi definitely is a guy that is going to pay dividends to have on this roster. I've been more mad at Siakam. Been a lot more mad at Siakam. It's his first game back, so maybe that's out of pocket, but he has no go-to move. Like he spins until the play breaks, right? Like he scores on broken plays. So I just find he just, slashes around until he finds an opening or gets fouled. I don't think he's a great spot up shooter, even though he's shown glimpses of it. He gets paid the big money. I hope this improves for him. Otherwise, in the next few games, I will be hosting the Pascal Siakam trade discussions here live in the chat. Right now, I'm saying enough of that. We'll keep him. We're better with him, which I still think is true, but running the offense through him has continued to be a bit of a pain so far tonight. And last season I was really mad at Pascal. I'm hoping that this is redemption year for him, but I don't know. Like, how much better do we expect him to get? Will he ever be that top guy? We already know Masai is very attached to Pascal. A lot to be determined left here, but yeah, Shehar pointing out that OG and Scotty usage gone with Pascal back. I'm not going to lie. If you were to just look at this very short sample of games, you would say that it's hurt us a lot. Hopefully it doesn't remain that way. Oh, the Raptors are done. They are done. I believe Harden just hits his second three. It's 111-96 right now for the Nets. About 3 minutes left in the game. See what the Raptors get up to here. But game's done in my opinion. Rest in peace to the Raps. This was a tough one. 2-5 at home after tonight. You got to recover. But OG with the three. Hits it. More from him and Scotty in the playbook of Nick Nurse tonight would have been nice, but I understand. Nick Nurse wants to get his guy and Pascal Siakam going right away. He should be your top dude, but maybe the tide is already turning on Pascal. I don't know. It's been everyone in the chat, Siakam is not the guy. Yeah, but other people, like Patchouli G saying the guy just got back. It's true. I'm not writing him off. I'm just, reasonably upset with him tonight. Under the basket, Boucher gets the basket. All right, it's a 10-point deficit with 2:19. This might be a little too late for the Raptors, but let's see. They're always just so much better as full court press. There we go. Was that a stoppage? No, it wasn't, I don't think. Basket counts. There you go. I love that. KD tried to foul Fred right after the steal there. The refs are like, I think the refs kind of put away the whistle and let the Raptors transition the ball, get the look at the other end. That's unreal. 8-point deficit with 2 minutes. Let's see. Harris, that was a nice open look for him, but misses the shot. Oh, no. You need the rebound there. Blake Griffin got the board. Bounces it out of bound off of a Raptors player, so the Nets are keeping the ball. But finally, some defensive energy from the Raptors. A little bit too late. Obviously, you can never play like full court press all game, but whenever the Raptors do it, it just like never fails. It makes sense when you think about our positionless roster and the defenders we have, but it sucks. We always do it in blowouts, and it just immediately works. It's like, oh, nice. I thought Fred for sure fouled Harris there, but somehow Harris ends up with the offensive foul. Raptors ball. Like I said, 8-point deficit. Let's see what's going on. All right, Freddie. Boucher with the ball. What? Travel. Yeah, that's a bit of a backbreaker. Yeah, the Pascal slander in the chat has been pretty consistent. I don't blame you guys at all. I'll defend Pascal to a certain point, but tonight I can't say much for him other than it's his first game back. I'm with you. Nearly 100 people in the chat. This game seems pretty much sealed right now. Appreciate everyone sticking in this late. It's been a lot of fun. Our bet hit. Harden gets the putback. This is frustrating. I wonder if we see like an immediate adjustment next game to Scotty Barnes misses the shot. Boucher with the offensive rebound. Oh, he like stepped out of bounds completely. Barnes with a heavily contested three that doesn't go. It's sloppy hours out here at the Scotiabank Center. This is ugly end to the game here. Ugly end to the game. Logan saying, at least I hit my over-under. There you go. We've got some wins on the bet tonight. I'm praying for Terry Black out there. I don't know if Gary ended up hitting. I don't think he did. But, for anyone who rode our bet, 4-0 on the bets past games. So it's free money. There you go. Bet responsibly. It's been fun nonetheless. But the Raptors, 40 seconds left in the game, down by 10. It's pretty much written. We're using the words fake fans out here in the chat. Everyone's just upset. No one's... Oh, man. Harden just coming to life from 3-point here in the fourth quarter. He's been burying us. Hits another. You know what? I think fans have a right to be mad that Pascal Siakam just still, after all the leash we've given him, all the money, that he doesn't have a go-to move. It's just still glaringly obvious. That's the reason he's been coughing up on last-second shots all throughout last season. We let it happen. We didn't trade him despite a bunch of interest in the offseason. Remember those reports from the Kings, from the Warriors. I think the T-Wolves at one point really wanted to go after him. I'm sure there was some tempting offers, but I've said it before, Masai Ujiri and the staff very much so sentimentally, and they built the team around guys in Pascal's image. They love Pascal. They don't want him to leave, but if this continues, there's going to need to be some real conversations happen. This is just pragmatics, right, guys? You can't continue to do the same crazy thing over and over and over again. That's definition of his sanity. If Pascal cannot become a number one guy and he makes that kind of money, maybe you do explore something. I don't want it to go that way. I'd rather him just blossom and get a go-to shot. sound like a broken record with my commentary on Pascal tonight, but I'm not giving up on him. I get it's his first game back, but I want to see some improvement pretty quick from him because we got other guys that deserve opportunities to have his shot selection, like a OG Anunoby or a Scotty Barnes. Well, guys, 2-5 at home, not what you like to see. I appreciate everybody in here right now, still around 100 live viewers. This is just a special channel with a special fan base. I only hope to be a source of positivity around the team. I love my Raptors win or lose, and Pascal is someone I have crazy respect for, and he's a champion, an all-NBA player at times. Everything I say, take it with a grain of salt, right? I'm a passionate fan like you guys who can be upset with this team when there's performances like this, when the Raptors fall 116 to 103 to the Nets at home. This will need to improve. I'm not sure when the next game is. I need to check the schedule, but I will definitely be seeing you guys at that date. And I appreciate, again, everyone in the chat. I'm sorry I've been a little bit disconnected from it this past little while. Just kind of busy, I guess, yelling at the TV, justifying my Siakam slander. But, we'll love all the interaction that we get with the chat. Like I said earlier, we're going to try to integrate a halftime segment where people can come in and actually speak over the microphone in the live chat. Be respectful, and give their takes on the game, some predictions, whatever. Have a brief conversation on live. You guys are the best. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure to check out Ben and Riker's post game, which is coming up real soon. Hop in the chat there. I'll be tuning in and hearing that from them as well. You can bet that they're not happy about this game. Tell Ben to keep the kazoo in his pocket, but check that out for sure. My game recap will be posted later tonight or earlier tomorrow. You guys are amazing. You make this worth doing every night, and like I said, more segments to come and hopefully better times for the Raptors ahead of us. We're 4-0 on the bets. Don't miss out, guys.